and winning it made me so much proud. Meeting is being live streamed. Sorry, there was a update. Anyway, so after winning Drag Race, of course, she went to do. Can you please turn to slide 3? So after winning Drag Race, she became one of the cover girls of LA magazine in Canada. It was actually for this year, this month's cover page. She was like the cover model of it, and taking all the support and love which people have given her and her style of drag, which is of course in like South Asian influence drag, given all the rest of us queens a really proud moment to support and to showcase our talents in much different ways. So so she was so of course, as said before, she became the first South Asian drag queen to be on Drag Race. And now, because she's from Toronto, Canada, so I will be talking about, or I will be telling you about the queens who are South Asian artists in Canada first, and then we will talking about queens from other countries as well. So going on to slide number 4, we have, can you please turn to slide number 4, please? Thank you. So we have two really good friends of mine. One is Sanjana, she's from Toronto as well as Bombay. I know that Bombay is actually from Bombay, India. So she was born in India, and then so do I. I was born in Delhi, and then I moved to Toronto. While Bombay, born in Bombay, and went to Toronto. So just just a quick fact. So of course, Bombay being all this creative goddess, giving all the nice what do you call that? Paris Fashion Week kind of, drag style, while Sanjina, being a Fijian of Fijian descent, have the Bollywood side in her, and her performances. If you have seen her perform, she's the the powerhouse of the performance. So definitely check them out both. You'll just search their name on Instagram, you'll find both of them. Going on to slide number 5, can you please turn to slide number 5? We have Sush Patel. Now, when I started doing drag, I didn't know about her, to be honest, because because when I started doing drag in 2016, I was I was the only one doing the Bollywood style of drag, and then Priyanka joined me, and then we had more people joining in into the drag scene of Toronto, making it much more diverse. I didn't know that Sush Patel actually did Bollywood style of drag way before me. So she used to perform in 2000, 2001, 2002 era. And then one day she suddenly just stopped performing. And then there was a very big gap where there was no representation of Indian style of drag in Toronto. And then I picked it up in 2016, 17. And then, now there is a constant visualization of Bollywood drag in Toronto and around Canada as well, because we definitely go around and perform. I have another performer. Her name is Mango Lassi. She is Pakistani Canadian, and if you'll check her Instagram, she is that makeup girl, which give you all the makeup styles, different, very elegant, very posh, very high fashion style of drag Mango gives. Please do check them out. They are really amazing and very talented. Going on to slide 6, we have Jolene, who is, please turn to slide number 6, please. Next one. So we have Jolene. She is number 6. Yeah. So we have Jolene, who is from Punjab, India, and moved to Toronto like 5 years ago. Not in Toronto. She moved to Yukon. It's a territory there, and she is showcasing her talent on what you call TikTok, and all the other platforms. So go check her out. She's very good. She mostly represents the Punjabi style of drag, and to a certain extent Bollywood style of drag as well. This is not the slide. I'm on slide number 6. A little back. Yes, Jolene. Yeah. Then we have Bijuria. She is half Indian, half French, from Montreal. I met her. She's hilarious. Her style of drag is very kooky. And she's very funny. You should check both of them out. They're really amazing people, as well as really good drag artists as well. So Jolene started doing drag this year, and she already have like 20K followers on TikTok. So that's a big thing. I'm definitely not a TikToker, so don't check into my TikTok account. You won't find anything. Going on to, so these were the queens from Canada. Now, if I have to spill some tea here, I won't gonna tell names, but I'm gonna tell you guys that it has been speculated that there is one queen out of all of us, and that includes me as well, that another Bollywood queen have made it to a show, a reality show. I'm not gonna take the names again. And probably soon you will be finding another similar face which I have introduced to you on a reality TV drag show. So that, again, gives us another visibility to the masses. So that's a good news. Now, going on to the people, the drag artists we have in US, we have Laila Gulabi and Lal Batti. Yes. Um, I haven't met both of these, but I have talked on like Instagram and such. I have seen their Instagram profiles. Lal Patti is an amazing performer, really sweet. She's a scientist as well, just like me, doing research on cancer. So, amazing performer. Laila Gulabi, again, an amazing performer, sweet person, very humble, very genuine. So, I love things about Laila Gulabi. And of course, Lal Batti can speak Punjabi, just like me. So, that's a very good thing that, us people can speak our own languages while we are performing. So, when I perform, usually I speak in Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, and English as well, and a little bit of Pashto. So that's a fun fact. And then moving on to the next slide, we have Chatney. Oh, and then Kamini Sutra. I guess I didn't write her name. Sorry. There's the one in the black in the front with the beard. Her name is Kamini Sutra, and then we have Chatney as well, who's sitting just next to Kamini. Really sweet people. I have met them both in Toronto. Really nice people, really nice performers, funny performers, both of them. And then we have Sundari. She's, I guess, one of the older drag queens in US, performing in US. I've seen her drag, really polished, really old Bollywood style. Amazing performers. Do check them out. Also, now you will be seeing why I'm showing so many drag queens per se. The main reason for that is that the drag queens have outnumbered drag kings in reality. That's why there are more number of drag queens which I can name right now who are performing Bollywood style of drag. And then there are a few, the very limited number of drag kings who are there. But still, there are a few which I will be taking names and I'll be showing their pictures, of course. Moving on, the next slide, we have Asifa Lahore. She's Pakistani Indian. Pakistani UK citizen. She was, I believe, she was the first Muslim drag queen from Pakistan who was featured on national TVs in the UK. So really, really a nice person, really humble person, amazing. If you like listen to her talk, she's really nice, really sweet, really humble, knows a lot of things, you know, how things, or how, you know, if you just like listen to her, she's really interesting. That's what I want to say. Then we have Abhijit, again from US. If I'm not wrong, she might be the first queen from Indian descent to be on like RuPaul's Drag Race, the US version, the actual version of Drag Race. I hope she will be on it. I will be like more than happy to see her on stage. Really interesting. She can read people to, you know, like she can read people to fill. That's what we drag queens say. So very nice performer as well. Then we have Lucky Roy Singh, a Punjabi drag queen, Laila Gulabi from again US, really sweet person. Karma Sutra, I guess she's like one of those Barbie doll drag queens whom we all know and love. Then we have the mother, Lahore, Rajasthan. If I'm not wrong, she's one. She's mother of so many Indian drag queens as well. And she's been doing drag for more than I guess 10 years, if I'm not wrong. Go check her out. She have like a couple of solos as well on YouTube, and those solos are hilarious. Like they're the parodies of like the famous songs. Hilarious, hilarious, hilarious. You need to see her perform. But she makes the performance hilarious. You know, that's what her persona is. Really sweet person, really knowledgeable person, and I you know, I came to know about her that she's a professor in a university as well. So being a professor as well as doing drag, as well as being so much talented, like hats off to her. Go check her out. Now, coming on to the next slide. So now we have discussed most of the drag queens whom I have personally known. And there are like so many of them. I can, if I, you know, start showing you the pictures of like all the drag queens, I literally have to sit here for like hours. You know, these are some of my favorite people, and, you know, the people whom I have worked with as well. So that's why, you know, I had to like narrow it down to fit the 15-minute criteria. So if like, you know, if you guys are not there, like the performers who are like from South Asia, I'm so sorry. I only had like limited amount of time to present, so that's why I have to cut down, you know, the number of people I can show in the slides. Now going on to drag kings around the world. So we have Roti Boy and Jawan Chopra. These two are like one of the top-notch drag kings of South Asian descent. Jawan Chopra, if I'm not wrong, Jawan Chopra is from Nepal and currently lives in US. And then we have Roti Boy from Australia. Go check them out. They are very good performers. They're very good. Their manly side is like very good, of course. Being gay, I can say that. So yeah, these two are really good. We have a couple more, but I haven't included them. I'm so sorry if I haven't included you guys. Don't hate me after that. After this. So coming on to the last slide. I'm talking about myself. My name is Sam, as well as my name is Malika when I'm performing. That's me. I am a scientist, an educator, as well as a pharmacist by day and a drag queen by night. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much. That was the end of presentation.
Woohoo! That was amazing.
There was a summary of all like the drag queens around the world. Of course, I haven't included a lot of people. Thank you so much. I haven't including. So we have Gia on the screen right now, and Miss LaBeija. I mean, I haven't included. She belongs to the LaBeija House, one of the most famous houses in US. I happened to talk to her yesterday on Instagram, and then we didn't know about each other. That's interesting, right?
I was like, how come we did not?
Exactly.
Meet in New York.
So
I'm so
if you
happy.
don't mind, I didn't included you here, but because you are in India, that's why.
Absolutely. No.
Otherwise, I would have made you the poster girl of my presentation.
Yes, and you know I would love that.
Of course. So, any questions? I would love to have questions from the readers, from the viewers. What is this? Any questions? Jia, can you see any questions?
No, I don't see any questions, but I just want to say that I feel so happy to see so many queens. Like, I'm sure like most of us don't even know that there's so many of us all around this earth, roaming
Exactly.
around, spreading the happiness, spreading the fabulousness, and spreading the daisiness.
Exactly.
So, girl, yes. But
Well,
let's see if we got it.
I have a question.
yes, Shivam,
Yeah,
yes.
thanks a lot. So I'm just working on a research, and I have to like do this
Uh-huh.
project. I just wanted to know from you people, what is the difference you see while it comes to drag queen or king in India, and in contrast with America or like Europe? Sorry, Europe. What is the difference
So
you
can
see?
you repeat the so what difference I see
Yeah.
between, sorry, you were a little, your voice was a little hazy, so I couldn't understand it properly. Can you please repeat the question?
So I'm asking is, what kind of difference you see in the dark culture in India, Europe?
Your voice is
What is
cracking,
you
so
see in
I
drag
cannot
culture
hear you
with like, or
properly.
in contrast with drag culture in Europe?
What is the difference you see in the drag
Am I
culture in
audible?
India versus the drag culture in Europe?
Okay. Now I got it. Thank you so much, Shivam, for the question. It's a really amazing question, and belonging to, of course, like started my performance in Toronto and then coming here, also performing here. So what I see is couple of points. First, so in India we don't have a designated kind of a gay street or gay area where there where there are majority of clubs owned by gay individuals, or clubs which specifically cater to the gay population of the city. So that's one thing. In Toronto, where I live, and in most of the big cities are in the North Americas, in Europe and in UK, we have designated areas or like the lanes, which cater to the gay population there. So that's one thing. Second thing is, of course, the performance aspect of drag. Uh, so in the West, we have shows going continuously from evening till like late in the night. So that itself makes a lot of difference, because in India we do have performances, drag performances, but they are not as extensive as we have in the West. That's another thing. Second thing, the third thing is, in the West, drag is considered as an art form, right? While here in India, do now many people know that drag is an art form, but still people confuse drag queens as transgenders. So the acceptance level in both like in India and the rest of the world is different. So that's the third or fourth thing. I don't know how many points I've said. So that these are the main differences if you want to segregate. Then of course, like the number itself, we have huge population of drag people doing drag in the West, while in India we have like still a very limited number of people, you know, want to perform as a drag artist. So seeing the number of population we have and the number of artists we currently have who are drag artists in India, and drag artists means drag kings and that drag queens, like both of them combined. So we have very limited number in India. So that's like the couple of points, and then yeah, these are like the major differences I can I can point out right now. So yeah, that will be my answer. Any other questions we have?
Yeah, hi Malika. I wanted to know.
Hi.
I am Ashish. I am also a drag queen. My drag name is Kamsin Hasina. I wanted to
Hi,
know.
Kamsan.
Do you feel Indian drag queens get fewer gigs and get paid lesser as compared to white drag queens when they're performing outside India? Is there a discrimination where Indian drag queens get paid lesser or get lesser gigs, or there are equal?
I mean, see, it all depends on personal experiences. Me performing in Toronto for almost 5 years, I cannot say that specifically because whatever the booking fee is for a club, or at least where I perform at these Alcove and Rico. These are like the two major clubs which are where I perform, and then of course depending on the booking, I do like a couple of gigs here and there. So for those clubs, we have a very standard protocol that this is the money you're gonna get, and then on top of it, people are very generous to tip drag queens, right? So I personally haven't faced any discrimination. I cannot say about other people who have, faced this kind of discrimination. So I am not aware of it. So I cannot, say anything about that. But yeah, I mean, in most part, I haven't seen any discrimination based on like how much money you're gonna get and how much money a white queen gonna get. So that's pretty much similar in both the situations. It depends on how good your negotiation skills are. Most of the time, the club has a fixed budget. So, like for those clubs who run shows like from evening till like late in the night, so they run on budgets. They don't run on how good your bargaining skills are. But in India, I know because the number of shows they are very limited, and we can actually negotiate in India as for to how much money they're gonna pay the drag queens to perform. So that's like two big things. I mean, if there's a case where you can negotiate, then maybe that's possible. I am not aware of it, but if you ask me, I haven't seen this kind of discrimination as well as far as payment is concerned. You do see a little bit of like a thing for like when it comes to tipping. So like, of course, if I'm doing Bollywood number, guess what? I get tipped more than white queens. So there's always a catch. Like I go out and like starts collecting money, and at the end of the show, I have like so much money, while the other queens are like, "Wait, bitch, did you get so much money?" I'm like, "Yes." So of course, there's like a difference in the tipping pattern, because Bollywood drag is kind of it's not like the go-to kind of style in clubs. So when you do see and when you do love the performance, so you'll get lots of tips. So that's my suggestion.
And I just want to add to that, hell yeah, because they be gagging for all the Bollywood queens, darling. Trust me when I say this, because I remember doing it in New York clubs. And when she came out in all that lehenga, choli, and all those jewels and everything, them jaws were dropped, and them
Exactly.
dollars were dropping harder. Okay. So yeah, and it's not
Beautiful.
just about the white queens. We got all sorts of colored queens, honey. So, yep, just wanted to add a little bit
Exactly.
that Bollywood does that sizzling in America because it's new, it's different. Every
Yeah.
queen does not do that. You don't see that every day. So whatever is different always pays you.
Exactly. And thank you so much for adding that, Gia, because we both have that, performing in the West experience. So we can say that because they do love a Bollywood number. I mean, you do Dola Re Dola, you do Aja Natsla, you do like all these upbeat songs, and white people who don't even know about Bollywood, they're gonna start loving the
Oh yeah.
performance, because we look so glam, and the dresses, and the music, and then people start giving shots. Here you go, have a shot. Here $20. Because we in Canada we don't have like a dollar like US. we have it like we have like $5 and $10, 20 and 50 and 100. So people will like, here you go. Usually people give 5, but then most people are like, here's a 50, here's a 20, here's a 10. So do that. So that's where, where at the end of the night we get like lots of tips. That's why people kind of like, you're getting too much tips. You should, lower the booking fee here.
That's what it is. Like drag queens in abroad, they make loads of money due to tips. And that's one thing that we miss in India is the tipping culture. There is no tipping culture here.
Yeah.
It's never been here. So we were talking about this the other day, that we need to do something to introduce this tipping culture, because people have to pay to get into the clubs, like 500, 600 rupees. Everyone doesn't have that kind of money. And then after they've paid 500, 600 rupees, bitch, I ain't gonna tip shit.
See, that's the difference, because the clubs there are free, most of them.
Exactly.
The clubs there are free, right? They are only making money off of the drinks you buy and the things you pay to the queen. So the tips you give to queen belongs to the queen. They don't belong to the club. So that's the difference.
Yep.
I should point out, because some people were like, we are gonna take share of your tips. I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, and you don't take nothing from the queen.
Exactly. No.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Queen Malika. Thank you, Jalapeja. It was this beautiful, insight to the globalization of Indian drag. I think we still have more questions coming in, but for the paucity of time, I will request people to just keep questions coming in the chat box, and our panelists and the speakers will be happy to answer these questions. I'll quickly move on to our next speaker. Our next speaker is the queen who represents the aesthetics of Bollywood. She's funny, she's quirky, and she's full of surprises. Her strength is her audience, and she's not here to please, but to make a point with her collective collaboration. Everyone, join me in welcoming our next speaker of the Indian Drag Conference, Miss Benji, who will be sharing her thoughts on the influence of Bollywood on Indian drag. Miss Benji, everyone. Miss Benji, are you here?
Yeah, I guess they are here, just turning. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear, but we can't see you.
Okay. Hello. I just wanted to make an entry. And it's so difficult to handle everything on. So yeah, that was a failed entry, but nevertheless I tried. So yeah, hi everyone. My name is Vinay Joshi, aka Miss Patruni. I am an Indian aesthetic drag queen who performs here in India. And today I'm going to be exploring, talking everything about Bollywood's influence on Indian drag. So yeah, so my personal journey is when I started drag, I was looking around at other drag performers that are there in India. One thing I noticed is like maybe, the influence of the RuPaul's Drag Race that is there. So a lot of queens were more focused on English numbers, Western performing, Western clothing, and makeup, hair, whatever. I really like when I first went to the drag show. I really enjoyed it. I was like, wow, what is this? What is this? Amount of energy coming from the stage, because I've never seen it from straight shoots. So it's just anyways, so I saw the drag show and I was like, wow, so much energy, so much of chaos, so much of everything. I love it. So I went ahead and, inquired more about it. I also wanted to get in, but thing is like, I really genuinely love Bollywood music, Bollywood item numbers, Bollywood dance numbers. And so, yeah, I really wanted to, do drag, but also do drag that I like and I relate to. So to sum it down short, I will just say I wanted to collaborate Bollywood and drag together and present it to the Indian audience so that, they understand, what really is this drag about. Because, speaking English, understanding English references, I think it's not just a privilege, but it is also a status thing. So not a lot of Indians will understand or prefer Western or English numbers. So I really wanted, people to engage in the art form of drag with something they would relate to. So I thought, Bollywood is the best way to do that. And my first performance was the iconic Hawa Hawai by Sri Devi, not the original Hawa Hawai, but the remix one. And then, the kind of response that I got, because first of all, I was wearing a sari. Then I was doing it on Christmas on a Hawa Hawaii song. So even I didn't know how I would make sense of it to other people if they asked me. But I did it anyways because, listen, we all love Rekha, we all love Madhuri, and we'll come back to that later. But yeah, I got such a nice response. People loved the way I was talking. I was, interacting with the audience, performing. And surprisingly, quite a few people, they came up to me and they said, we would really love to see you perform, not because, you're looking like this or like that or whatever, but they really wanted to see more and more Indian Hindi dance numbers, someone who goes on stage and talks to you in Hindi and like whatever local language. So coming back to the point, which is Bollywood's influence on Indian drag, I think Bollywood has a huge influence on the Indian drag we do, because when we think of drag, when we think of the art form of drag, one thing we think is extreme femininity. It's like normal female women have a certain femininity. We go beyond that as drag queens, because it's at the end of the day, it's stage performance. It's for presenting your femininity in a way so that people understand it and enjoy it as well. So exaggerated femininity, and second of all glamour and chum 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 chum. So if you just like right now also, if you just put on YouTube like Indian item numbers, you will see highly feminine heroines and wearing all these chum chum saris, lehengas, whatever. And okay, so yeah, so it's, if you see even the makeup, like the eyes and the lips and the everything they do, it is so much of drag. And it's like it's similar to watch or expect in a drag show basically. So Indian Bollywood has, so first of all, current situation of India, I will tell is the drag performers that are there for performing in India, they are mostly gay men who participate in the drag. So let me tell you about Indian gays. Okay. The thing is, okay, it might not apply to everyone, but the thing is, they might show that, listen, I only listen to Lana Del Rey. And, if it's not Taylor Swift, no babe, then how will I vibe? They say all this shit to you on your face, but the moment they go back to their home, alone in their room, they want to play Munni Badnaam Hui or Shira Ki Jawani and dance to it. That is the reality of it. So I thought, why not bring that out on the stage? Because, like, see, we as Indians, the majority of Indians, we are not born speaking and understanding English from a very early age. So our source of entertainment is whatever we see on TV, whatever we see in movies, right? So imagine a gay man who is feminine in nature. He will derive all his inspiration of being feminine from someone he sees on TV or movies, whatever, etc. So imagine a small boy growing up looking at Madhuri, Sharmari hai, and then the way she delicately, speaks to people, and then she has this aura when she talks, and but let's not, let's not forget the way she dances. That's a totally different topic together. So, these are the small things that the young gay boys, they are watching and they want to incorporate in themselves. But, because we live in India, it's not very possible. Like in early days, the 90s kids and like the early 2000 kids, it's not very possible to, be totally who you are and, express yourself. Like, you cannot just go out there as a child, like, 8 and 9-year-old child, lehenga and I'm Madhuri Dixit, and now I'm going to dance on a church. People are going to bully the shit out of you. People are going to say things and people are going to put you down because what they feel and believe is you are bringing the culture down and you are, basically India ka naam kar rahe ho. But the plot twist is that India was the country where, drag and all this cross-dressing originated from. If you, go back to the mythological books, like if you read Mahabharata, you will know that the Lord Krishna has done drag. So till this date, I don't understand that how, cross-dressing or doing drag is out of Indian culture or it's a Western culture. But yeah, so coming back to my point, we do look up to certain heroines. We do look up to certain actresses, and I'm pretty sure all of the gays have done it. So whenever we take bath and, so bathing takes like, let's say 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But what do? We take the towel and put it here and pretend like, we are hiding this. And then in front of the mirror, we are like, oh, yes. If you have that in you, if you want to perform like that, if you want to present yourself like that, why are you hiding it and doing it in bathroom? Why are you doing it in a closed space where no one can see you and no one can appreciate the talent that you have? Who knows? As a matter of fact, who knows that this dancing and this expression of art, so sorry for the easy background music. So this dancing and singing, whatever you do, full of this one piece moment going with towel, that is actually your talent and that is something you could, develop your life on, right? Because who knows you're a great singer, who knows you're a great dancer, but to be the, amazing dancer or singer or comedian, whatever you want to, get in a certain character. You want to dress up a certain way. You want to put makeup on. Why is it wrong? So coming back to that, why is it wrong is the way Bollywood has portrayed the members of LGBTQIAQPH community in the media. Big Boss ho gaya, earlier seasons of Big Boss ho gaya, then certain movies. I remember there's this movie where they purposefully added a gay joke. Like there was no relation, कुछ context नहीं है, वो scene नहीं होता, फिर भी the movie would have been up. But they deliberately added that homophobic joke. They deliberately add this transphobic joke because they think it's funny. They think people's sexuality and their gender expression is funny because it's different and they don't understand. So all these things somehow really affects your confidence, somehow really affects your innovative ideas and things which make you unique from others. Because I remember like when I started drag for the first time, which was in 2016 in my college, where I did Pinga in front of the entire college, and it was not even my own branch. So I was doing Bachelor's of Engineering, but I performed for MBA students. So they asked me ki humne aapka naam bula diya hai, you please come and perform whatever. I'm like, you said come and perform whatever, so that was the first mistake. So yeah, then I arranged all this Nawari, a person who will do my makeup, wig, everything, and then it just went. Me, my mother, and this gay friend of mine who now is a trans woman. We three of us, pura se ready hoke main, in complete drag. I drove 10 kilometers from my house to college to perform. And I came second in the competition, but I do remember that the amount of voting and the way people were cheering, and I was only like one of the few performances who people said ki once more, once more. All of this happened. Why? Because my act was different from other dance performances. So if something makes you unique, if something makes you stand out, don't think that people will think this, people will put me down. They will put you down. They will think that you're weird, and it's okay to be weird, because being queer comes with being weird. And I personally think that people who are like too normal and like follow all these rules and like very like rule follower kind of people, I find them extremely scary for some reason. I'm like, how is this psychologically normal? Like, don't you have your own feelings? Don't you sometimes just want to come out of your life and do something different, do something fun, do something out of the box that surprise you, that will surprise your friends and family. But so these people, they are so much into their key rules and we have to follow it. They become very uncomfortable when they see a fellow queer person. They are like, kya hai ye rules tod raha hai? And they feel like all my life I have been following rules and listening to people, and this queer man or queer woman just coming here and doing whatever they want, saying whatever they want. I won't accept it. So people are going to tell you a lot of things, but what I want you to know, that the best way to succeed in life, it doesn't matter if you're doing drag or not doing drag, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, the best way to live life is to find what truly makes you happy, right? Because at the end of the day, we are earning money, we are building houses, we are buying cars for ourselves. We are doing all of this. Why? To make our life comfortable and to make ourselves happy. So I've got a 2 minute warning, so I'll just sum it up. So the influence of drag is, the influence of Bollywood comes from the heroines and the actresses of the drag, because like there is like legit only one drag king. So I really don't know how drag king and their inspiration from Bollywood works. But talking about Indian drag queens and like from the interaction and personal experience, we derive experience from the actresses, their the way they talk and the way they move, and trying to copy it and sit like them and then talk like them, and then the towel on piece thing that I told. So that is the inspiration, and to look at a personality and creating your own personality in a way to entertain people. So when I say Miss Behenji is inspired by a lot of Indian actresses. Number one is Mrs. Madhuri Dixit, of course, because I love her dancing, I love her smile, I love her elegance, so beautiful. Number two, who I'm very inspired by, is Kareena Kapoor Khan, because she is such a diva, and I am here for it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Then in like the recent actresses that we have, I really love Alia Bhatt, because Alia Bhatt is someone who has so many ideas. She's so creative. She's so talented, because I have seen the way she puts her own ideas in the character or acting that she does. It's really unique. You can really see that there is a bit of Alia's ideas there if you like really observe. So these are some of the Indian actresses, women who have really inspired me to do Indian drag, and it has very obviously inspired the gay people of India to even for just being in their room or like for 5 minutes, living that fantasy and being happy. Like just imagine like the entire day you're in office, you have to pretend like you are a certain way, you sit in certain way, and you talk certain way. After all of that is done, when you come home in peace after all the course you have completed, you put on music and you just dance. or you just sing, or you just perform, or don't do anything. Just sit there and imagine that you're performing somewhere, or people are there is an audience who is watching. So yeah. So that is something which is the reality, but very few people are coming forward and doing that sort of Bollywood representation of drag or representation of drag in general. So I really hope I was able to cover the topic and make people understand and get a little insight on how Bollywood is influencing the Indian drag. So I would love if anyone of you have any questions or appreciation for me.
Thank you, Ms. Benji. That was beautiful. If there are any questions from the audience, you could go ahead and shoot to. So we have a question from Rashmi. Rashmi, you could unmute yourself and put on your video and shoot the question.
Hello.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
All right. What I wanted to know was, when you perform, what is the age group of the crowd that you get, and if there is any difference in the socioeconomic status of the people who actually attend the shows?
Right. So generally, when I so far where I performed, it's a club associated to a 5-star hotel. So naturally, we expect people who come from a certain economical background. So yeah, it's basically if you can afford the entry ticket of the club, then you can come and watch the show. So it's generally 19, 20 plus people till 40, 45 who is in my audience.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Can I
Rashmi,
add
for that question.
something here?
Sure, go ahead, Queen Monica.
So, so when we say the demographics, so in the West, I guess Gia will also agree to it. So so in Toronto or in Canada in general, you have to be 21 to enter the clubs. So I have seen people as young as 21 entering the clubs, and I have seen 82-year-old man doing performance. So we have a wide range of people who come in. So I have seen people, I guess, who was 90 or 91 probably. So I have seen really aged people as well in the club. So I have performed for a huge area of the age difference. On top of it, when we do performances on outside the club, so we have shows sometimes on the roads, we are outside the clubs, so we definitely see very young children close to 5 or 6 years of age enjoying our performances during Pride. This happens very commonly during Pride week, the Pride month, because we host our shows performances outside the club area, so on the roads and on the free areas where people can sit on the ground in a park. And then we have people very young children enjoying our performances to very old people. So in Canada especially, we have a huge, we can literally have children in our watching us perform, and very old people perform, watching us perform. So that's a very big age difference in the viewership.
In India also it's the same, because it's a bar, so alcohol is involved. So 21 is the age bar, but India, people sneak in if they want.
Thank you.
In New York too, honey. The kids, yeah, they are crazy in New York. They will sneak in. You talk about 21, 18, 19, they get in. They find a way. And especially as ballroom kids, honey, no one can stop us. If we want to go twirl, best believe we will. But yes, that is true. Demographics, I've seen a lot of old queens too, because there were in US there are so many queens that come from the 70s, because the thing in US or in other countries has been going on for a very long time. This fight has been going on for a very long time. So there are people, there are queens from that time, and they still want to come to the club and experience these shows and enjoy performances and balls. So I just wanted to add a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen Marika. Thank you, Gianna Vijay. Thank you, Ms. Benji. It was beautiful. Do we have any more questions from the audience? Please keep them coming in the chat box. And thank you, Ms. Benji, for that insightful talk. It was really, really inspiring to, hear the influence of Bollywood in the Indian drag art scene, for that matter. Quickly moving on to our next speaker. Before I go on to our speakers, I think the Indian Drag Conference has been supported very graciously by some of our sponsors. I'm going to quickly give a shout out to Bunic, Flirt Diamonds, Kuchi Berry, Blue Raccoon Workshops, our takeaway partners, Nations Rock Beat, our ticketing sponsors, PTM Insider. We also have a battery of community partners, which include Firefly Community, the Jamshedpur Pride, we have Mobbera Foundation, we have Zig Festival, and then we have AM to AM. So thank you all of you for supporting the Indian Drag Conference. And with that,
go ahead. I would just like to say thank you so much for having me. And it was a great pleasure to talk to you and everybody else who is present here. And if you have any questions, if you want to talk to me, please feel free to reach out to me on my social media handle, Instagram. It's @MissBenji. Please follow me. And yeah, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, please continue.
Thank you. So all of you people out there, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to every single drag queen who's there on the speaker panel, and of course the panel discussion that follows. Without much ado, I'm going to quickly introduce you to our next speaker. Our next speaker is Saransh Sugandh, who likes to play with avatars. He is a filmmaker, researcher, and performer who has been invested in the ideas of sustainability, climate change, gender, and mental health for a while. The queer stage artist in him, Avatari Devi, was born in 2019 and performed to some rave reviews at the Rainbow Literature Festival the same year. Avatari works at Reimagining Londa Nach, a folk theatre from where men and boys dress as women. The theatre form is from their native state of Bihar. They do this in a drag aspiring Desi aspiring Videshi context, flirting with English, Bhojpuri laced Hindi, and of course, men, women, and everyone in between. Some political hues are more aziz to them, others become fodder for some laziz humor. They have held their own shows in Gurgaon, Delhi, and Bangalore. Today, Avatari would be talking to us about desire and gaze from the Indian folk perspective. Everyone, please give it up for Avatari. Yeah.
जी कोई बोल रहे हैं कि हम शुरू करें?
Please.
हो गए अभी आप तो मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन इतना बढ़िया दे दिए. ठीक है वैभव जी, बड़े आप बहुत नीक लग रहे हैं आज, बहुत हैंडसम लग रहे हैं. आपको देख के हमारा मन थोड़ा तिलमिला रहा है.
थैंक यू, हमारा भी मन उतना ही तिलमिला उठा है.
अच्छा, तो शो के बाद जरा हम पूछेंगे कि कैसे मजाक में बोल रहे हैं, बहुत सीरियस होकर बोल रहे हैं. अभी हम एक हमारा रिक्वेस्ट है, अभी हम जो बोलने वाले हैं ना वो एकदम में हम नौटंकी स्टाइल में बोलते हैं. हम क्या बोले, बिहार से आ रहे हैं, तो आप लोग को जिसको भी वीडियो ऑन करना है कर लीजिए, ठीक है. कोनो रोक टोक नहीं है, अपने वीडियो ऑन कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. हाँ चलिए बहुत बढ़िया. थोड़ा स्क्रीन थोड़ा जगमगाना चाहिए ना. हाय देखिए जिया जी भी एकदम चमका गई हैं. सुचेता जी आप भी आ गए ना, चलिए बहुत अच्छा. आपका चेहरा देख के मेरा मन एकदम खुश हो गया है. चलिए तो अभी हम जल्दी शुरू करते हैं. हाँ जी, कोलोन जी भी चमका रही हैं, किशोरो जी आ गए हैं. चलिए बहुत बढ़िया बात है. आज हम किसके बारे में बात करने वाले हैं? खाली काम कीजिए, जब बोलेंगे तो हमारा पिंक कर लीजिएगा वीडियो. तो हाँ, तो हमारा चेहरा साफ नजर आएगा, और कोनो एक्शन करेंगे ना वो साफ नजर आएगा, ठीक है. आप बता दीजिए चैट में. हाँ जी, चैट में कोनो बता दीजिए जिनको अंग्रेजी समझ में ज़्यादा आता है, हिंदी नहीं आता है, भोजपुरी नहीं समझ में आता है, तो हम एकदम अंग्रेजी में बोल सकते हैं. थोड़ा प्रयास तो कर ही सकते हैं, ठीक है ना. चलिए अभी हम शेयर करते हैं अपना स्क्रीन. हाँ शो शुरू होने वाला है, अपना अपना दिल थाम के बैठ जाइए, ठीक है ना? चलो एकदम जिया जी। अरे कहाँ गया हमारा? चलिए चलिए, हमारे स्क्रीन नजर आ रहा है? हाँ बिल्कुल, बहुत बढ़िया। तो ये चेहरा नजर आ रहा है आप लोग को? कि चेहरा देख के आप में से कौन इसके साथ डेट पे जाएगा, बताइए ना तभी हमको। हमारी क्वीन
हम
बहन।
तो जाने वाले।
हाँ?
मैं हूँ, आई एम राइट हियर।
आप जाएंगे? अच्छा, ऑडियंस में से कौन है, कौन बोलेगा कि कैसे कौन जाएंगे? कौन बोल रहे हैं? लिख दीजिए।
मैं भी जाऊंगी तुम्हारे साथ।
आप भी जाएंगे? चलिए बहुत बढ़िया, हमको एकदम जी में सुकून आ गया है सुन के। खैर, तो हमारा ये कहना था कि जैसे इस तस्वीर दिखाते हैं ना, कॉर्पोरेट टाइप जो लोग होते हैं उन लोग को दिखाते हैं, तो उन लोग का दिल थोड़ा नहीं अभी मतलब कि थोड़ा क्लब टाइप होना चाहिए ना, थोड़ा टिप टॉप दिखना चाहिए। कि क्या चेहरा पे लिप पोत के आ गया है, ऐसे बोलते हैं लोग, तो ऐसे हम नहीं दिखाते ये वाला रूप हमारा। है तो अभी हम क्या बात करने वाले हैं कि ऐसा ऐसा रूप जो होता है उसमें कौन किसको पसंद आता है, किसको नहीं पसंद आता है, इसके पीछे एक खास चीज है। वैभव जी जो बात बोले ना, गेज और डिजायर की बात है। व्हाट इज योर गेज, व्हाट इज योर डिजायर, वेयर इज इट कमिंग फ्रॉम, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग। So, what are we going to do now is we are going to decolonize the gaze. ठीक है, decolonize, कॉलिन नहीं है, समझे? कॉलिन से जो कमरा साफ करते हैं या शीशा साफ करते हैं, वो कॉलिन नहीं है, ये एगो अलग शब्द है, decolonizing the gaze। ठीक है, तो इससे decolonize करना होता है। ठीक है, तो हम बताएंगे, कोलोन से रिलेटेड नहीं है, पीछे से रिलेटेड नहीं है, decolonize है, अलग है। ठीक है, decolonizing the gaze, लेसन्स फ्रॉम लौंडा नाच। नीचे हम साइन मार दिए, हमरे हैं, ऐसे कि मेरे को क्रेडिट दिए, कहीं छापिएगा मत कहीं, समझे ना? है तो क्या बात करने वाले हैं? ऑब्जेक्ट्स ऑफ डिजायर। ऑब्जेक्ट तो खैर सब लोग हैं, काहे कि आजकल क्या हो रहा है, ये तो हमारा जो एज है आजकल का, ये हाइपर कंज्यूमरिज्म हो रहा है इसमें। ठीक है, सब लोग एकदम खूब, देखिए पहले तो हम लोग खरीदते थे चीज, मोल भाव करते थे कि टमाटर खरीदना है, एप्पल खरीदना है, ऑरेंज खरीदना है। आजकल क्या खरीदते हैं हम लोग लाइक खरीदते हैं, हम लोग कमेंट खरीदते हैं, हम लोग प्रमोशन खरीदते हैं, यानी कि हम लोग बिकाऊ हैं। ठीक है, वी आर ऑल अप फॉर सेल एंड whoever wants to buy can buy us। ठीक बनो, तो सबको सब खरीद सकता है। ठीक है, तो क्या बोलते हैं इसको, लेट स्टेज कैपिटलिज्म के नाम से भी इसको बोलते हैं थोड़ा, तो उसे सब थोड़ा बहुत हाई फंडा कॉन्सेप्ट है, हम सिंपल शब्दों में बोलते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा कंज्यूमरिज्म हो रहा है, हम भी बिकाऊ हैं, आप भी बिकाऊ हैं, सब बिकाऊ हैं, जो खरीद ले खरीद ले। तो इनमें क्या होता है कि सबके सब ऑब्जेक्ट हो जाते हैं, ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ डिजायर। हमारा मन लुभा गया किसी का तो हम लाइक दबा देंगे, मन नहीं लुभाया तो नहीं लाइक करेंगे। थोड़ा कौड़ी पैसा आ गया, somebody pays money to me then I will like। ठीक बनो, तो ऐसे ही ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ डिजायर से बनते जाते हैं, ऑब्जेक्ट बनते जाते हैं। लेकिन ऑब्जेक्ट कैसे बनते हैं ये समझना बड़ा जरूरी है ना जी। ऐसे कैसे आपको ऑब्जेक्ट बना देंगे? कोई आप गाजर मूली हैं कि आपको बाजार में रख देंगे? हाँ नहीं, तो कैसे बनेंगे आप? तो हु इज द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ डिजायर? अब हमारे मन में कौन स्वामी और आपके मन में कौन स्त्री या कोई इन बिटवीन, हम तो नहीं बता सकते, वो तो आप ही जानते हैं ना। तो हु इज द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ डिजायर, ओनली यू कैन नो। ठीक है सखी, आगे बढ़ते हैं। एंड व्हाट मेक्स देम द ऑब्जेक्ट, हम किसको पसंद आ रहे हैं कमरा में, किसको पसंद आ रहा है कि नहीं है, हमको बता दीजिए कमेंट में, ठीक है ना? तो व्हाट मेक्स यू द ऑब्जेक्ट, कि हम कैसे, का मन में ऐसी बात बैठ जाती है कि हम किसी के ऑब्जेक्ट बन जाते हैं, और हम कैसे उस स्थल पर पहुंचे, उस नगरी पे जहाँ पे आपके साथ हमारी रासलीला नच गई, कैसे वहाँ पहुंचे हमको तो पता ही नहीं है, तो हम उस पर भी ध्यान देंगे। तो देखिए, हु व्हाट हाउ, 3 सवाल है हमारा, इस पर हम थोड़ा ध्यान देंगे। अब पूछते हैं फिर से, इज दिस डिजायरेबल? हमारी बहन लोग हैं, लौंडी लोग हैं, लौंडा लोग हैं, डिजायरेबल है कि नहीं है? है, हमको सर हिला रहे हैं, तो नजदीक आ जाएंगे तो खैर पता चलेगा सच में कितना सर कहाँ कहाँ जा रहा है। ठीक है, पप्पी दीजिए, थोड़ा जोर जोर से दीजिए, ठीक है। उसके बाद फिर और क्या, इज दिस डिजायरेबल, सबके लिए है, फेसबुक पे जो देख रहे हैं, यूट्यूब पे जो देख रहे हैं, कमेंट में डाल दीजिए आपके लिए डिजायरेबल क्या है, हम भी जानना चाहते हैं। मान लीजिए सर्वे चल रहा है, स्वच्छ सर्वे नहीं चल रहा है, बहुत अस्वच्छ सर्वे चल रहा है, ठीक है। तो फिर आगे क्या होता है, लेकिन अब इन दोनों में से कौन ज़्यादा डिजायरेबल है, तो बताइएगा हमको, माइक खोल सकते हैं, बता दीजिए कौन ज़्यादा डिजायरेबल लग रहा है दोनों में से, कौन फर्क है दोनों में, तो ध्यान से देखिएगा, फर्क है। पटरूनी जी बताइए ना, कौन ज़्यादा डिजायरेबल है?
दोनों ने,
दोनों डिजायरेबल हैं। अब तो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, डॉज कर रहे हैं बॉल को, डॉज, आपके पास बॉल फेंकते हैं, डॉज कर रहे हैं उसको। चलिए जिया जी, कौन ज्यादा डिजायरेबल है, या फिर लगता है कि कौन ज्यादा बिकेगा? चलिए बिकेगा कौन, ही बता दीजिए, राइट?
तो एक चूज करना जरूरी है क्या?
अरे भैया, तो एक एक तो पर्सन है, उसी के लिए दो को फोटो डाले हैं, दो को पर्सनों नहीं डाले हैं।
दो में से एक चूज करना जरूरी है क्या? दोनों फोटो को अगर हम हाँ बोल दें तो?
ठीक है, तब तो आप पॉलिटिकली करेक्ट हो रहे हैं, चलिए आपको छोड़ देते हैं, पीछे
चलो
नहीं।
चूज कर ही लेते हैं। अगर आप, हम चाहेंगे तो हम बोलेंगे येलो ड्रेस।
येलो ड्रेस, ठीक है, चलिए बहुत बढ़िया जवाब दिया। चलिए खैर हम आगे बढ़ते हैं अभी। तो इस दोनों में से फनी कौन है, बताइएगा थोड़ा, दोनों में से फनी कौन है? बड़ा आसान सा सवाल है, क्योंकि
ऑरेंज,
हाँ
ऑरेंज ड्रेस,
ऑरेंज वाला ना, हाँ बिल्कुल, लेकिन बहुत डिफिकल्ट नहीं था ये सवाल, काहे कि हमें समझ में आ जाता है कि इमेज देख के कि कौन सा फनी है, कौन सा फनी नहीं है, और कौन सा फनी हो सकता है। जैसे हम ऐसे कपड़ा पहन के थोड़ा सा हम टेढ़ा मेढ़ा बोलेंगे तो हम फनी हो जाते हैं, हाँ, और थोड़ा अंग्रेजी में हम लपाएंगे, अंग्रेजी में थोड़ा सा एकदम सख्त सख्त बोलेंगे, एकदम नरम मिजाजी से, तो फनी नहीं लगता है, ठीक है ना। तो खैर, तो फिर क्या होता है, एक्सिस ऑफ डिजायर है, इसमें एक्सिस ऑफ डिजायर क्या होता है, मैथ्स पढ़े थे ना, all those who have studied maths, please remember maths, there is an axis here, there is an axis of masculine and feminine, ठीक है, and masculine is this side, feminine is this side, ये हम लोग को सिखा दिया गया था बहुत पहले, लेकिन आजकल क्या हो रहा है कि अब हम लोग को सिखाया जा रहा है कि मैस्कुलिन और फेमिनिन का दोनों एकदम दायरा बढ़ गया है, बीच में बहुत सारा दायरा हो गया, और एक्सिस ऑफ डिजायर जो है वो एकदम फैल गया है, ठीक है ना, तो बहुत फैला हुआ एक्सिस है, ठीक है। तो अब क्या हो रहा है कि हम लोग को सिखाया जा रहा है स्पेक्ट्रम के बारे में, कि मैस्कुलिन और फेमिनिन के बीच में बहुत सारा है, हम लोग सबके सब उसी पे बैठे हुए हैं, सवार हैं हम सबके सब जो इस कमरा में हैं, तो वहाँ उसमें कैसे कैसे सबके सब अपना अपना मन से जिसको पसंद है चूज कर सकते हैं। लेकिन इसके पीछे एक लंबा किस्सा है, ये तो छोटा हो गया, किस्सा बड़ा छोटा हो गया है, और लंबा किस्सा में जाते हैं। तो एंड्रोजिनी जो है, एंड्रोजिनी के बारे में जो बीच में जो हो गया, मैस्कुलिन फेमिनिन देखे, इसके बीच में जो है वो एंड्रोजिनी हो जाता है, ठीक है। तो अब एंड्रोजिनी जो है हमारे फोर्थ फॉर्म में, जैसे हम हैं जो लौंडा, फोर्थ फॉर्म है, तो यानी कि लोक कला में लोग जो करते हैं, ठीक है, जो हम लोक कला है, क्लासिकल के बारे में नहीं बोल रहे, क्लासिकल वाला थोड़ा नाम जिनका ऊंचा होता है ना, वो जाके देखते हैं, वो जाके करते हैं। हम लोग जो थोड़ा सा आम भाषा में, जो आम लोगों में, आम नगरी में नाचते फिरते घूमते रहते हैं, वो करते हैं। उनमें कहा है, जैसे कन्नड़ा में जो गप्पा है, मराठी में जोगता है, असम में ओझा नाच है, गुरमर गान है, लौंडा नाच है बिहार में, ठीक है। ऐसे बहुत लोग हैं, हम तो सबको गिना नहीं रहे हैं अभी, तो पूरा कॉन्फ्रेंस बैठ जाएगा एक तरह, ठीक है ना। तो कहा कि जो गप्पा में क्या होता है कि अब हम दिन भर कोनो रस्सियों काट सकते हैं, कंस्ट्रक्शन का काम भी करते हैं, रात में जाके हम जो गप्पा माई बन जाएंगे, ये लम्बा माई का हम पूजा करेंगे, और ये लम्बा माई का खूब लोग पूजा करते हैं, ठीक है ना। एवरीवन वर्शिप्स ये लम्बा, ओके, and then men turn into women and they become जोगप्पा and जोगता, ठीक है। गुरमर गान जो है, ओझा नाच जो है, ओहो में उसमें भी आप मर्द है कि औरत, कोनो फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, आपको खाली एंड्रोजिनी में ही रमना पड़ता है। और लौंडा नाच तो खैर हमारा स्पेशल है, तो उसमें क्या होता है कि लड़का लोग लड़की की तरह नाचता है, और बहुत ही सेक्सुअलाइज होता है। तो क्या होता है कि लोग बहुत देखता है, हमको ताड़ ताड़ के देखते हैं, हम लोग नाचते हैं तरह तरह के गाना पे, और सब लोग देखते हैं। तो एंड्रोजिनी में देख लीजिए, ये है ये लम्बा लोग की बेटियां, ये लम्बा लोग की बच्चे लोग, तो ये हैं जो गप्पा लोग, ठीक है। ये है लौंडा नाच के एकदम सुपर क्वीन है। ये कौन है? रामचंद्र माझी है, 90-92 साल के हैं, फिर भी आज वो सज सज के स्टेज पे आते हैं। टुडे ऑल्सो ही कम्स ऑन स्टेज एंड परफॉर्म्स वंडरफुली, ठीक है बा। लेकिन इनके पीछे एक और किस्सा है, उस पर भी हम जाएंगे, ठीक है। तो अभी क्या हुआ कि जो गप्पा में भी एरोटिक डांस होता है, ठीक है ना, उसमें भी एरोटिक डांस किया जाता है, ठीक है। और उसमें एगो चीज है एरोटिक एस्थेटिक, ठीक है। तो मतलब कि हम योगिनी भी हैं, हम मोहिनी भी हैं, ठीक है। हम योगी भी बनेंगे, हम भोगी भी बनेंगे, एक साथ बनेंगे, ठीक है। तो ये जो बात है, ये बात जो क्या हुआ ना, जो ब्रिटिश लोग जो आए ना, उन लोग को समझ में नहीं आया कि उन लोग का जो रेफरेंस पॉइंट थोड़ा अलग था, थोड़ा अलग धर्म, थोड़ा अलग सोच, अलग विचार था। तो उसमें एडम ईव के बारे में सुनते हैं, एडम है, ईव है, बीच में क्या है जी? बीच में तो खाली सेटन है, सेटन 10 लेगा तो बस बच्चा पैदा हो जाएगा और कुछ नहीं होगा, ठीक है ना। तो वही चीज़ है। तो उसके बाद फिर अभी एडम और ईव का जो किस्सा है, उससे इंस्पायर्ड होकर दोनों चीज़ अलग होना चाहिए। यही से जब ब्रिटिश लोग आए तो 377 हुआ, क्या हुआ उससे। और उसके बाद जो ट्रांस लोग थे तो चले ही गए, हिजरा लोग थे, उन लोगों का तो पता ही नहीं चला। कितने लोग कास्ट वाले लोग थे, कितने लोग को तो बोल दिया कि तुम जन्म से क्रिमिनल हो। लोग पहले से बोले भैया तुम क्रिमिनल हो, ठीक है, नाच गाना करते जो करते तुम पहले से क्रिमिनल हो, ठीक है। तो ये जो भावना है कि कोई योगिनी और मोहिनी और योगिनी और भोगिनी सब एक साथ हो सकते हैं, that you can be erotic and ascetic at the same time was completely alien to them, so alien that they like this cannot exist। बस हो गया, किस्सा वहीं पे खत्म। लेकिन फिर क्या हुआ, लौंडा नाच जो है उसमें भी हम लोग खूब नाचते गाते हैं, उसमें भी हम लोग, खैर उर्दू थोड़ा लोअर क्लास कास्ट के जो लोग थे हम लोग में बिहार में, उन लोग का ही ये ज़्यादा, उन लोग का ही ज़्यादा सेलिब्रेशन वाला चीज़ था। तो उसमें लोग हम लोग नाचते गाते हैं, परफॉर्म करते हैं। लेकिन ये अपर क्लास वाले लोग उतना नहीं देखते हैं, ठीक है। अपर क्लास वाले लोग को उतना पसंद नहीं आता। हम अपर क्लास वाले हैं, लेकिन हमको भी थोड़ा सा ऑपोजिशन का फेस करना पड़ा। हमारे कंट्री की तरह नहीं जैसा ऑपोजिशन है आजकल, तो लेके बैठा हुआ तीसरा पकाने का, हमारा बहुत सख्त ऑपोजिशन हुआ था, ठीक है ना। तो उसके बाद फिर जो गप्पा जो फिर क्या है, तो इसमें क्या होता है कि हम लोग सोच रहे थे ना डिजायर के बारे में, तो ये लोग जो एरोटिक डांस कर रहे हैं, हम लोग जो एरोटिक डांस कर रहे हैं ऐसे 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 ऐसे, तो किसका डिजायर उससे स्टोक हो रहा है, बताइए ना, किसका डिजायर स्टोक होता है उससे, बताइए, सोचिए उसके बारे में थोड़ा सोचिए। तो फिर क्या होता है कि लौंडा नाच में लड़का लोग लड़की की तरह परफॉर्म करता ही है। क्यों परफॉर्म करता है? क्योंकि जब था लड़की लोग सब भी हमारे घर के अच्छे घर की लड़कियां नहीं जा सकती, लड़कियां जा ही नहीं सकती स्टेज पे, पहले लड़के लोग जाएंगे, ठीक है। कौन से लड़के लोग? अपर कास्ट के लड़के लोग थोड़ी ना जाएंगे, लोअर कास्ट के लड़के लोग जा सकते हैं, ठीक है। तो उन लोग जाएंगे, तो उसके बाद फिर फैन बॉयज, किन्नर, क्वियर बॉडी सबके सब जा सकते हैं। उसके ऊपर किस्सा है, वो हमारा पेपर होगा तो हम बताएंगे उसके बारे में बाद में, बहुत ज़्यादा हम बोल लेंगे तो, ठीक है। तो अभी क्या हो गया कि सैनिटाइज हो गया, जो हम दिखाए ना आपको पिछला फोटो दिखाया रामचंद्र माँ जी का, तो विदेशिया फॉर्म ऑफ डांस करते हैं। तो उसमें कहा कि बहुत ही अच्छा स्टेज पे होता है डांस वांस, लेकिन कहा कि बहुत सैनिटाइज तरीके से होता है, उसमें उतना सेक्सुअलाइजेशन नहीं होता, ठीक है ना, उतना ज़्यादा उसमें नहीं होता है। तो क्या होता है कि एकदम सैनिटाइज हो जाता है। लेकिन मास लेवल पे जो होता है, जिसमें बंगाल से लड़के लोग आते हैं, बिहार से लड़के लोग आते हैं, और गली गली मोहल्ला छपरा से लेकर चंपारण तक सब जगह पे लड़का लोग नाचते हैं, तो उसमें जो होता है उसमें पूरा सेक्सुअलाइजेशन होता है, ठीक है। तो लेकिन वो मासेस लोग के लिए होता है, ठीक है। तो फिर अब उसमें क्या होता है कि अगर मान लीजिए हम उस गाँव से निकल गए, उस गली से निकल के, उस गाँव से निकल के हम पढ़ लिख लिए, आगे बढ़ के कलेक्टर बन गए, ठीक है, डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट बन गए। खैर आजकल ट्रांस बिल के हिसाब से तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट बन गए ना, तो आपके पास खास राइट है कि जो लोग ट्रांस लोग हैं उन लोग आप डिसाइडो कर सकते हैं कि वो लोग ट्रांस है कि नहीं है, ठीक है। तो वैसा भी हो सकता है, सोचने वाली बात है कि अगर, तो फिर अगर हम मान लीजिए डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट बन गए, कुछ बन गए, हम शहरी बन गए, हम कहीं चले गए, पढ़ लिख के अंग्रेजी फट बोलने लगे, I speak good English, then what do I do? Then I go and watch London match or what? No, then I go to the club, then I go to the fancy clubs, then I watch, then I will lose my nose pin and I'll drop this dress and I'll put on something very sexy but very western, okay, and then you will come and watch and then you will pay me tips also. What Jia? ठीक बोले ना? Then people will pay me tips also. So that is
Great work. Exactly.
तो क्या हुआ, तो हम इसके बारे में क्या बात कर रहे हैं, तो एक तरफ है रिडिक्यूल, एक तरफ है डिजायर, ठीक है। एक कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है यहाँ पे कि हम चाहते क्या हैं और हमको सिखाया क्या गया है कि हम क्या चाहें, ठीक है। तो हमको सिखाया क्या गया कि हम क्या चाहें, हम किस तरह की बॉडी को चाहें, हम किस तरह के इंसान को चाहें, हम किस तरह के दिखने वाले इंसान को चाहें। और एक तरफ है हमारा डिजायर, क्योंकि जैसा कि हम बोले, जब जो गप्पा करते हैं और जब हम लौंडा नाच करते हैं तब वो लोग देखते हैं, तब वो लोग देखते हैं, तब वो लोग हमको पसंद करते हैं। लेकिन उसके बाद फिर उनको लगता है कि हमारी बॉडी हमारी नहीं है, हमारी बॉडी उनकी है, वो जो चाहे वो कर सकते हैं। ठीक है। तो ये चीज़ हमारा बहुत गड़बड़ होता है उसमें। तो इसमें क्या होता है कि हम लोग वो लोग तुच्छ भाव से देखते हैं। दे रिडिक्यूल अस विद देयर गेज बट दे आल्सो डिजायर अस। दे बोथ एग्जिस्ट एट द सेम टाइम। देयर इज अ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हैपनिंग। देयर इज अ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हैपनिंग इन व्हाट यू वांट एंड व्हाट यू स्कूल टू वांट। द स्कूलिंग ऑफ आवर डिजायर। एक स्कूल है, खुला हुआ है बड़े दिन से, बहुत समय से चल रहा है। कॉलोनाइजेशन शुरू हुआ था, उसके बाद आज भी चल रहा है और आगे भी चलता रहेगा। तो स्कूलिंग ऑफ डिजायर हो रहा है। द जर्नी फ्रॉम मल्टीप्लिसिटी, हम बोले जो गप्पा में इतने सारे रूप हैं, आप चाहे वो जो गप्पा में, ओझा नाच में, लौंडा में, कहीं पे भी इतने सारे रूप आप ले सकते हैं। लेकिन उसके बाद हम लोगों को सिखाया गया डुअलिटी की तरफ जाओ। मर्द औरत को एक बार भी देखो, मर्द औरत का जो हो रहा है वही नेचुरल है, उसके अलावा कुछ नेचुरल नहीं। ठीक है। और उसके बाद वापस हम कहाँ जा रहे हैं बताइए? मल्टीप्लिसिटी के पास ही जा रहे हैं। क्या? LGBTQIA, नया अल्फाबेट सीख रहे हैं। LGBTQIA की डुअलिटी से बढ़िए मल्टीप्लिसिटी की तरफ। तो क्या कि एवरीडे एक्सप्रेशन जो था हमारे देश में, उसको पहले क्रिमिनल कर दिया गया कि आप जो भी कर रहे हैं वो सही नहीं है। और उसके बाद अब कहाँ जा रहे हैं? अब कहाँ जा रहे हैं? LGBTQIA के पास तो जा ही रहे हैं। जेंडर कितना सारा वो तो समझ ही रहे हैं, लेकिन क्या जेंडर का समझ हमारे ट्रेडिशनल समझ, फोक समझ के बराबर है? सोचिए, सोचने के लिए खाली पूछ रहे हैं हम। ठीक है। अब रीस्कूलिंग फ्रॉम वेस्ट हो रहा है कि जेंडर कॉन्स्ट्रक्ट क्या है, मल्टीपल सेक्सुअलिटी का है, ये सब का है। तो हम लोग को फिर से सिखाया जा रहा है। पहले बोलो कि क्रिमिनल है, फिर बोलो कि अब डी क्रिमिनल है, उसके बाद अब हम तुमको सिखाएंगे फिर से कि का है। ठीक है ना? तो नहीं तो जी ये सब जो पहन के जो लप तुम अभी बोल रहे हो सब बकवास है। अंग्रेजी में बोलोगे तो सही बोलो। अब बॉलीवुड भी ठीक नहीं है, कहा है कि बॉलीवुड में भी बहुत सारा चीज़ उसमें थोड़ा गड़बड़ है। हम खाली एक चीज़ का उदाहरण देंगे, इस समय बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं है। अवार्ड नाइट देखिए, सब चमचमा रहे हैं देवी जी लोग यहाँ पे। ठीक है, एकदम चमचम चमचम सब है। ये तो इनका आलिया जी हैं, करीना जी हैं, और ये कौन है जी, इनका नाम हम तनी भूल गए हैं।
भूमि,
जो कौन है?
भूमि पेडनेकर।
भूमि पेडनेकर जी, बिल्कुल। वो पतला गई है ना, यही सबको पहचान में नहीं है। वो जो मोटी थी उसने फिल्म में इतना अच्छा वो एक्टिंग की थी, उसके बाद पतला होना पड़ा ना, लेकिन पतला ही उनको लोग को एक्सेप्ट किया जाता है। ठीक है। तो उनका बहुत मोह के धागे वाला है गाना, बड़ा अच्छा था। तो उसके बाद फिर अवार्ड नाइट को देखिए, तो इस अवार्ड नाइट में और उस अवार्ड नाइट में कोनो फर्क नजर आ रहा है आपको? दोनों जगह बराबर है, दोनों जगह सब एक जैसे कपड़ा पहन रहे हैं। ठीक है। तो क्या होता है कि ग्लोबलाइजेशन जो हुआ है ना, ग्लोबलाइजेशन से तो ये सब चीज़ एक जैसा होता जाता है। ठीक है। कल्चर ऑफ होमोजेनाइजेशन हो जाता है। हर जगह पे समान रूप से सब सजना चाहते हैं, समान रूप से सब बोलना चाहते हैं। हम यहाँ से फ्लाइट लेंगे US तो हमारा एक्सेंट तो बदल जाएगा, हमारा ताव भाव तरीका बदल जाएगा, बोलने का तरीका सब कुछ बदल जाएगा। ठीक है। अब हम नाम नहीं लेंगे, आप लोग खुद सोचिए। ठीक है। अब स्कूलिंग ऑफ डिजायर जो है ये भी इसी का पार्ट है। जो ग्लोबलाइजेशन है उसमें होमोजेनाइजेशन होगा, और आप किसको पसंद कर सकते हैं? जो स्क्रीन पे नजर आए, जिसको ज़्यादा स्क्रीन टाइम मिले, जिसका रंग कुछ खास रंग हो। ठीक है। तो यही चीज़ है, और इसी में हम लोग को कॉन्फ्लिक्ट और डिजायर को समझने का ज़रूरत है कि हमारा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट कहाँ हमको ले जा रहा है, हमारे डिजायर की तरफ। ठीक है। रीओरिएंटिंग द गेज थोड़ा सा हम प्ले किए हैं यहाँ पे, क्योंकि रीओरिएंटलिज्म जो है, ओरिएंटलिज्म हमारी तरफ के बारे में बात करता है। तो हमें अपनी हमारी गेज जो है, जो गेज है आगे बढ़ने से पहले, ग्लोबलाइजेशन ऑफ ड्रैग और रूपॉल के बहन के साथ मिलजुलने से पहले अपना रीओरिएंटिंग थोड़ा करना पड़ेगा हमारे गेज का, और अपना गेज को समझना पड़ेगा। बस हम आपसे, अगर हम ज़्यादा समय ले लिए तो क्षमा चाहते हैं, कुछ अपशब्द बोल दिए हों तो भी क्षमा चाहते हैं। लेकिन आप हमको आशा है आपको पसंद आया होगा। यहीं पे हम स्टॉप शेयर कर रहे हैं। वैभव जी कहाँ हैं? शर्टलेस तो नहीं हो गए आप?
Tari ji, this was such a beautiful session. I think everyone in the audience will agree कि such a beautifully explained complicated thing. At least for me, it was complicated, but very, very beautifully explained. Thank you. I think everyone out there in the audience will agree. Please give it up for Tari Devi, everyone. All right. So, any questions that the audience would like to ask Avtari Devi?
Yeah, I'm Pushpesh Kumar. I want to. I have a question for Avtari. अवतारी जी, मेरा ये प्रश्न होगा कि आप लौंडा आइडेंटिटी जो है उसको क्यों अप्रोप्रिएट किया है आपने? आई मीन इट्स ए काइंड ऑफ वेरी सबॉल्टरनाइज्ड परफॉर्मेंस है वो काफी, और जो हेजेमोनिक ड्रैग कल्चर है उसको ये थोड़ा कंटेस्ट करता है, उसको क्वेश्चन करता है। और जैसा कि आपने अपोजिशनल गेज की बात की है, तो मैं ये आपसे जानना चाहूंगा कि व्हाई यू हैव पर्पसफुली appropriated Londa identity. What is the reason? And then I'm trying to follow you, and then I've seen that you are also trying to politicize the drag.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल पुष्पेश
In the sense that you talk about issues, not simply Bollywood numbers and all, but you are also trying to politicize issue, the religious issue, the caste issue, etc., etc. So what makes you to do this? What is the reason? What is your location, or what triggers you to do this? And the second question I would like to ask you, you talked about the ownership of body. So in this erotically stratified society, which is even the erotic capital is the world is very stratified. And within that, how do you look at this ownership of body? Like if you take a Londa identity, then your body will be much more owned by people. And when you say very sophisticated elite drag identity, then you will be like not so accessible to people. Yeah.
ठीक बोला एकदम।
Yeah.
ठीक है, तो पहले हम आपका दूसरा सवाल का पहले जवाब दे देते हैं, ठीक है?
अच्छा, हाँ।
ठीक है, तो क्या है कि हम कहाँ से हैं? बिहार से हैं। हम सच्चे मुच बिहार से हैं।
मैं भी बिहार से हूँ, हाँ।
बहुत बढ़िया बिहार जिला के। तो क्या हुआ ना कि हम बिहार से हैं, तो हम बचपन से लड़की बनने का बड़ा शौक, ठीक है ना? तो आई वांटेड टू बी अ गर्ल फ्रॉम अ यंग एज, ठीक है? बट देन आई केम टू दिल्ली एंड देन आई लिव्ड इन दिल्ली and then you get हम हिंदी बोले ठीक है ना? हिंदी बोलो ठीक है ना? समझ में आ जाएगा सबको? बोल सकते हैं?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आप कुछ भी बोलिए। हाँ,
ठीक। तो अब क्या होता है कि हम दिल्ली आए, तो दिल्ली आने से क्या हुआ कि दिल्ली आने से बिहारी होने से तो बड़ा सुनने को मिलता है, तो अंग्रेजी बड़ा फटफट बोलना पड़ता है। तो अंग्रेजी तो हमको ठीक आता था, लेकिन हमको भोजपुरी भी आता है, लेकिन हिंदी भी हम हर तरह से बोल सकते हैं, ठीक है? लेकिन उसके बाद जो जो सुनने को मिलता था, जो अलग अलग तरह से गाली नहीं देते हुए लोग जो गाली दे देते हैं, तो जो वैसे जो गाली सुनाई देते हैं, तो मन को बड़ा कष्ट पहुंचता है, ठीक है? तो हमको ये था कि अब हमको वो सबाल्टर्न कभी ना कभी तो करना है, ठीक है? उसको अपनी जो मेरी भाषा है, मेरा जो कल्चर है, उसको कभी ना कभी तो ऑन करना है। और लौंडा नाच में जरूर ये बात तो जरूर है कि क्या होता है कि जब गांव शहर में लोग परफॉर्म करते हैं, छोटे छोटे गांव में, तो अब्यूज का तो बिल्कुल होता ही होता है। जिस तरह से ऑडियंस, आप यूट्यूब पे वीडियो देख लीजिए, लेकिन जैसे लपक लपक के लोग पकड़ लेते हैं, कुछ भी कर लेते हैं, तो ये हमारी बॉडी हमारी नहीं रहती है। और वही मेरा सवाल है कि मैं जिस तरह से परफॉर्म करती हूँ, जो मैं कहना चाहती हूँ वो ये है कि ये बॉडी मेरी है, और ये बॉडी के साथ जैसे मैं परफॉर्म करना चाहूँ कर सकती हूँ, जो बात बोलना चाहूँ बोल सकती हूँ, और ये मेरी एजेंसी है। और ये एजेंसी वाली जो बात है, इस परफॉर्मेंस में भी आए, और हमारे लहजे में, हमारे बोली में, हमारे गाने में, हर चीज़ में। तो इसीलिए जो पॉलिटिक्स है वो बड़ी साधारण सी बात है। पॉलिटिक्स तो हर कुछ, जितना भी जीवन में आप कर रहे हैं नहीं कर रहे हैं, उसमें पॉलिटिक्स इन्वॉल्व है, ठीक है? आप जिस भाषा का प्रयोग कर रहे हैं, जिस प्लेटफॉर्म पे, वो पॉलिटिकल है। आप इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे जहाँ पे यूट्यूब है, दिस इज यूट्यूब एंड एवरीवन इज वाचिंग, इट कुड बी ग्लोबल, there could be a lot of audiences who will not understand this. Yet if I choose to speak in Bhojpuri inflected Hindi, then it is a political choice that I make. Okay? So ये सब जो बातें हैं, ये सारी choices हमारे लिए political होती हैं, और ये चीज़, इसको चुनना और इसको आगे रखना जरूरी होता है. This is very important to do. And there is a reason that I will speak English also in a certain way, with a certain lehja, with a certain sing-song tone to it. because that is how we speak from my region. This is not Simpson and this is not Priyanka Chopra. This is Bhojpuri inflected Hindi and that is how I will speak. तो ये चीज हमारी, क्या हम इस जवाब में आपके दोनों सवाल का जवाब दे दिए? अप्रोप्रिएशन का आप बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, अप्रोप्रिएशन नहीं हम कर रहे हैं, ये मेरी रीजन से है, ये मेरे जगह से है और मैं इसको अप्रोप्रिएशन इसलिए नहीं कहूँगा क्योंकि मैंने भोजपुरी सीखी है बचपन से। मैं खुद क्वियर हूँ, मैंने खुद वो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन जो होता है बढ़ते हुए सीखा है। छक्का मुझे बोला गया है, लौंडा मुझे बोला गया है जब मैं छोटा था, और उसके बाद जो अब्यूज़ होता है जो स्कूल में, चाहे वो जूनियर हो, चाहे कॉलेज में सीनियर हो, चाहे कॉलेज में बैचलर हो, वो मुझे मिला है, हर थोक मुझे मिला है। तो ये आइडेंटिटी मेरी है, ठीक है, तो आइडेंटिटी मेरी है, भाषा मेरी है, और जो गीत है वो मेरा मैं खुद ही लिखता है। तो और बस में जो फोक फॉर्म है, जो सबाल्टर्न जो चीज़ है, सबाल्टर्न चीज़ है, तो इसी के जरिए मुझे बोलना है, मुझे वो, और मैं जैसा मैं गेज की बात की, तो गेज की जो बात है, तो इसीलिए मैं चुन रहा हूँ इस गेज को, क्योंकि मुझे रिवर्स करना है। नहीं तो बड़ा आसान है कि मैं क्लब में सच समझ के अंग्रेजी में टप बोलते हुए अंग्रेजी सॉन्ग पे नाच, कोई फर्क नहीं है। और मैं सोचूं कि मैं भी पहुंच जाऊँ इंडियन ड्रैग के उस छोर पे, मतलब कि रूपॉल ड्रैग रेस, तो लेकिन वो सब कुछ हो सकता है, लेकिन मुझे वो करना नहीं है क्योंकि मुझे इसी को वहाँ ले जाना है। सोचिए कितनी बड़ी बात नहीं है। अगर हम ऐसे भोजपुरी बोलते हुए हैं, भोजपुरी इन्फ्लेक्टेड अंग्रेजी बोलते हुए हम कहीं और चले।
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Pushpesh ji. Thank you, Avtari ji. That was beautiful. I think for everyone out there, you would agree this was a mind-blowing session. I thoroughly enjoyed this. बहुत बहुत मजा आ गया अवतारी जी, and I hope that we get to see you perform sometime soon. Avtari ji is based out of Delhi, and please do follow her on Instagram. And yes, we have more speakers to talk about various other topics. But before I get to the next speaker, thank you once again, Avtari ji. It was beautiful to listen to you and your entire topic about the gaze and the desire in the Indian folk art. Thank you.
थैंक यू सुचेता जी और श्रुति जी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आप लोग आए देखने के लिए, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया इसके लिए। श्रृंखला जी आप भी हैं, पुष्पेश जी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you. So moving on to our next speaker, we have Hiten Noonwal. Hiten Noonwal is a free bird who learned to fly when the world was busy trying to break its wings. They are a celebrated gender fluid performance artist, drag queen, fashion designer, and a model. Even with the most devastated homophobic experience at their school, they could manage to earn a master's degree in design from National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad. They use their own body as a medium to express themselves through performance art and photography. They have won many awards, including winning Comic Con cosplay, but still they believe that the biggest achievement of their life is accepting themselves as the way they are. Today, Hiten is going to speak to us about drag as a gender performance and a note to performance art. Hiten Nonwal, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Thank you so much for having me here. I want to tell you guys that, every day, every time of our life, we are performing, right now, whatever is happening that, I am speaking, you are listening to me, or maybe you are, whatever you are doing. This is also a performance, but it becomes art when you express yourself with a reason, when you tell a story through the medium of art. So before I say anything more, I would like to share my screen and show you a video. I'm sharing my screen. I hope you all can see it.
Wow.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for watching it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So I want to tell you how it all started. So like all of you, even I was considered different in my school time. Even I had a very devastating time at my school. You know, very homophobic, very queerophobic. And there was no one, you know, who I could sit with or who I could have my lunch with. Then I thought, it's better that I stay alone other than, being with these people who make fun of me. Then I started sitting alone under the tree at my school. And there I did know, but I started doing drawings. I started expressing myself through poetries. And I did not know that this is self expression. I was just doing it because I had nothing else to do. And that was my sixth class, then sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. Till ninth class, I developed, this art in me that I can draw, I can paint, and I could also write poetry and slogans. I can make posters and things like that. And from ninth class onwards, I started participating in competitions in my school and also like inter-school competitions. And whatever the topic was, I always connected myself to the topic. And I got so many awards, and this is how my teachers could recognize my art. And they suggested that you should go and do fine art. And after my school, I thought, let's apply. I applied for multiple colleges, and then I go through College of Art, and I did it complete like College of Art. After that, I thought because I'm too much into performance, and I like doing makeups and hairstyle and design and fashion, I thought let's go and study fashion. Then I went to NID. I did my master's from there, and all this time I was also performing. Initially, I have like during my school time, because in my school there was nothing for me. That's why I have performed near my house. I have performed in Ram Leela. I have played Sita, and I have also played various other mythological females. And in my school, college of art, all these college into college dance competitions, I was performing, but I mean, I was going for dances, but I was going so that I can create looks. So I wasn't a trained dancer that time, but I was just participating so that I can show myself on stage and I can do some character and I can just express myself. And every time I was going with the story. And so a few people like it was College of Art. They said you should perform with performance artists as well. I wasn't ready by then actually. Then I went to NID. Even there, people were like, "You are a performance artist because your self portraits all speak so much about yourself, and it connects a lot of people with it. Why don't you perform?" So from that time, like from my NID time, my masters, I started doing performance art. I have performed with Kolkata International Performance Art Festival and also German Embassy, Alliance Francaise, and a lot of other platforms, and also random performances like going to Rajiv Chowk and performing CP and going to various beaches. Like I have been to Warsaw Beach in Mumbai. I have performed, and also Howrah Bridge in Kolkata. I have performed at a lot of places. And then I could know that this is not just me who feels that way. Like this is something that we all feel, and maybe I'm the one who is delivering it and expressing it as a message to everyone. So this is how I got to know that this is performance art, and I got to know that doing all this, all that dress up, because it gives glimpse of female, So this is, this becomes drag that I do, and this is also performance art because I am expressing myself. I'm telling stories, which is connecting with a lot of people. So I want to share two of the performances. So in one of the performance with Alliance Francaise New Delhi, I performed with the blank canvas, very big canvas. So I was behind the canvas. I was all white, wearing white. Even the canvas was white. So with the music, it was Inya's music, Inya, E-N-Y, Inya instrumental music. So with the music, I came out like behind the canvas. I was out in the audience, and then I was looking at the audience, all white, and then I was looking at my canvas. Then in the drama, it was like, I am also white. This canvas is also white. Let's try to fill this with colors. So I started filling it with colors, like random painting. And then there was the voice of laughing people in the music. So it was a public performance. So people were laughing and smiling, making fun in the video. I mean in the audio. So I stopped. I looked at them like this. Oh, they are making fun of me because I'm filling colors in the blank canvas. So I felt very sad in the performance. Then I hide myself behind the canvas. Then again, being very sad, I come out of the canvas, and then I look at the people. I look at the canvas. I look at the hands, the paint on my hand, and it makes me really sad that I cannot do what I want to do. Then I look at people, and in real, like real people, they were just wondering what would I do next. Then I went again to the canvas. I started painting, again with the music, with the flow. And again, there was this sound of laughing people. When I came in front, I looked at everyone. I went to them and I was looking at them with very fierce eyes. And then there was paint there in between the audience as well. So I took out the paint, I looked at the audience, and I started painting myself. So end of the performance, I was all colorful, and it was such a joy. And I also cried because when you indulge yourself so much with the performance, and when you know that public is very approachable to you. I mean, you can also touch them. They can also touch them in the performance art. So it becomes some another tangent, some another world, and you just burst out and you just cry sometimes. Also, the people who witness your performance, your spectators, they also, go inside the performance. They also connect themselves. A lot of people start crying or they start laughing. They also give, reflect the same gesture and expression as yours. So this was the one performance, and the second performance, oh wow, that's my favorite. That was at the bridge, Havra Bridge, Kolkata, and that was under Kolkata International Performance Art Festival, KPAF. It's called KPAF. Okay. So I performed there. I was all dressed up like a doll, and I had a doll in my hand dressed up like me. This hey and Ella, this all was before the kitty suits. And okay, so I was all dressed up like that. I had a doll. Then I went to people, random people. I gave them my doll. They were playing with it. Then I also started doing what they were doing to my doll. Then I took my doll, I gave to somebody else, and it was like that only. I was giving the doll to people. They were all happy. And they started dancing with me because I was looking so beautiful. All dressed up with makeup and costumes, wig, headgears. So what I did gradually, I just stopped performing. I stood, I looked at everyone, and I started removing my makeup. I removed my makeup, I removed my headgear. I had feathers in my headgear, like one feather, and then second feather, third feather. I removed all the feathers. I removed my wig. I removed my clothing. I was wearing the trouser only, and I also removed my shoes and everything. I was like almost naked in front of them. I removed my makeup as well with the tissue paper. They all were looking at me, and then I questioned them, "Do you still want to dance with me?" I asked a lot of people, endless people. They didn't say anything. They did not say anything that I want or I don't want. And at that time, I had the mixed emotion, the expectation and the anger, the sadness, also the fears in terms of my eyes. I was asking them, do you still want to dance with me? Or you want me to change myself? I mean, in a beautiful figure that you like and you want to have dance with. So this is how I thought maybe this is like bringing a change about not treating people like puppet, and we can all do what we want to do, and we all have the right to live our life. So yeah, so this is what I do. and I also do my self-portraits. And I believe, the purpose of my life, and maybe a lot of like you all, is the beautiful purpose that we are spreading awareness, for awareness for acceptance. It's beautiful, and this platform is so beautiful that we are here to talk about it. And Patruni and everyone, thank you. Thank you, everyone, and also Ms. Vanjinele. Thank you so much for always supporting. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Yes.
This was beautiful, Hiten. I think it was very. I mean, I had goosebumps while I was watching that video. It was a very, very empowering. Uh, you know, I'm at I'm at loss of words right now. So it's that impactful. Thank you for sharing that with us. Do we have we're already running a little tight on the schedule, but I'll quickly check with the audience if they have any question. We do have time to take one quick question from the audience. Anyone out there?
I have a question.
Right.
So, how do you deal with it when the audience is all blank? Like, what happened after you went backstage? Did you, like, as you said, a lot of emotions uh, when everyone was blank and they were not responding? That's something that would break me. I don't have the courage to go on stage and let people, you know, just make people uncomfortable. Like I try my best to entertain people. I would want them to like it and not, I would never have the courage to ask people questions directly. So I would break down. I would go home and cry and not
I
probably want to
cried
go
there only.
backstage.
I cried
Wow.
there only, actually. Because,
Wow.
when they did not say anything, I was like, oh, that you want me to be your puppet. And this is how I mean, maybe this is how we all want each other, and it brought me down and I cried. And a lot of other people, they also cried with me. And then they, I mean, after the performance, they were just coming to me. They were saying, we are with you, you're not alone. They're saying things like that. So I think, that tension that could create itself, I would say, that happened because everyone could connect with it. And it wasn't a dance performance where people will enjoy. It was more like a performance art. I mean, it was more like an expression, the expression of self. And whenever I express myself, I do not hide anything. Even if I have to show my wound, I don't feel anything that I mean about it that I had to hide it, because I know this, that everyone is going to die one day. So there is, I mean, I am very confident, very fierce. There's no need to hide anything from them. So maybe this is why they can connect it in a strong manner, I guess.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you, Pratishtha. Thank you, Hiten. That was beautiful. It was uh, just mind blowing. Thank you for that
Thank you.
beautiful session again. I'll quickly move on to the next speaker. And so I have the pleasure of introducing Gia Labeja, who is the Desi queen with amazing work skills. From the legendary house of Labeja, New York, Gia Labeja is always set to light the stage. Today, this queen would be talking to us about drag balls and the history of drag house. Gia Labeja, everyone.
Hello, hello, hello. First of all, it's not Labheja or Labhejia or Bhajia. I'm just kidding. I love it.
So sorry, did I get that wrong? So sorry.
Babab, you cannot get anything wrong, honey, because look at your face in the mirror.
Thank you so much for my self-esteem. Thank you.
That is sick.
Let me tell you, my friends are living for you. And he's like, where is he from? So why don't you tell us where you from and where can we find you?
Well, okay, we'll get to that later. But anyhow, so I am from Hyderabad, and yes, Patruni happens to be a very close friend, and you can always find me on Instagram or Facebook. I'm right there. Or any thing that concerns LGBTQIA in Hyderabad, you'll probably find me there. So yeah.
Do you address any other concerns? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love you all. I'm just here pulling your leg and being funny because that's what queens do. Do you see this light? Is my face visible? All right, guys, and girls, and everybody, and us, and beautiful queens out there. Please excuse me the way I talk because this is how Gia talks, because she was born in New York, because my drag journey began in New York City, like, learning how to do makeup, dressing up, going to the clubs and performing, living the life, all of that started in New York. Yes, there was these initial beginnings in Bangalore. I've spoke to Patruni about it. We used to have this thing called Kwame, Queer Arts Movement India, where I got a chance to perform, and I could just live my life like I did Maya Maya, my Bollywood queen life. Always wanted to, because being a dancer and in dance companies, you're always expected to be a boy, be the macho boy. I'm like, no, darling, I want to be the queen. No, so that was great. But yes, I'm here to talk about ballroom scene in the New York City, the house culture, and what I think and how I feel that it can solve a lot of uh, issues that we are currently facing as an LGBTQ community in India, and as a lot of queens, before me who talked about it. Yes, okay, so let me begin. Ballroom. Let me start with a quote from this famous documentary, The Queen. I have a right to show my color, darling. I am beautiful, and I know I am beautiful. That comes from Crystal LaBeija, the queen who started the ballroom scene in New York City when she was fed up with racism that was happening in the pageant that used to happen in New York City, because it was majorly what's the word? It was majorly dominated by all the white people. They be dominating everything. But yes, she had it, and she's like, you know what? Let me go ahead and let me start something of my own, and let me give all these people of color, these queer kids, these colored kids, a chance, a platform, a community, a family, a support system, a space to just be themselves, just that. So she threw her first ball, and I think this began in like 70s, like late 60s, early 70s, and that's how it began. It began. There used to be a lot of drag queens and trans women in the ballroom, and slowly, slowly, it started to include other butch queens, other gay men, lesbian, and anybody from the community. Like anyone and everyone was included in the ballroom scene. And then there were so many categories because, like how Avtari Devi talked about Lorna Nach, like, bitch, if you can talk in English, have this makeup, you will want to go to the clubs and not go watch Lorna Nach. And that's exactly what ballroom talks about, that whoever you are, whatever you do, whatever you want to present, ballroom is there. Come and do it. So, there are so many categories. There's performance, there's lip sync for dancing, there is voguing, there are look queens, who want to present so many looks, you know, and different categories. When ballroom began, it began to give these colored kids, especially the colored queer kids, and when I say the word queer, I would include the entire LGBTQIA plus LMNOPQRST. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. All of them. Okay, I will include everybody when I say queer kids. But these kids, they never had chance for anything in life compared to the white counterparts. They had absolutely they had no opportunities, no proper schooling. They didn't have means to do their own makeup or to get that contoured outfit, but they did not. And that's how it all began. Like they would sew for themselves, they would help each other. That's how they were houses. So these drag queens or anybody who had the means, they would house these kids. They would bring them uh, to their houses, and especially these kids who were kicked out of their own houses for being gay. And let me just say this over here that in America, being black and gay, or being black and being a trans woman, darling, your life is really short. Like it is really ticking, because every day you wake up and you pray to God that I hope I get to survive this day. I hope nobody shoots me today. I hope nobody beats the shit out of me today. That's the reality. And you've seen the news. This shit is still going on. People are still getting shot. You know. So Miss Crystal, she wanted this space for everybody. And that's how it all began. And she took so many children under her wings and supported them, and they would walk balls with her. And that's how they started finding themselves. uh, what were their strengths, what they liked, what they could bring to the table, what were their talents, how they wanted to live life. They had the freedom to do it. Nobody told them that no, this is wrong or this is right. But there was support. Okay, bitch, this is good. But you know what? Do a little bit of here or do a little bit of there. Okay, let me put you in in this. Okay, let me change this out. Let me stitch it for you, or let me help you out. The support system. And I feel this is one thing that we really miss, because listening to all the queens and what we've gone through as children. Like, I mean, I will take my own example. Yes, there were some support, like these performance opportunities that I had, but being here, I never had the support to learn makeup, or how to enhance, or how to better myself, because nobody's born perfect. It's point blank period. Nobody is born perfect. You always have a scope to improve, or to find new things, or to explore new things. And I think that's how we grow, not just ourselves. That's how the community grows, you know and yes, uh, they have so many gay bars and so many places to perform, which sadly our country does not at the moment. There are just very few places. And of course, you cannot put a lot of people in few places. We need more places. We need more spaces. We need more performance uh, spaces and opportunities for kids. For when I say kids, I mean all the aspiring people who want to be drag queens, or not even drag queens, who want to dance, express themselves, just be themselves. So we want that inclusivity, which again, ballroom solved. I will tell you so when I was in New York and I was, learning dance, and let me know if I am going overboard with time, because yeah, when you start talking, you lose time. So I started learning how to Vogue. So this is my teacher, Monster. His name is Justin Gomez, and um, he's called Monster La Beja. He's no more La Beja, but I always love him. That's my teacher. And I started learning voguing in his class, and he would love what I would give with my little, Bollywood Indian ass. you know. So and slowly, like he said, you know what, I wanna see more. And with him, I got an opportunity to perform at one of the shows in one of the prides. I think it was Brooklyn Pride, and we did like a shoot, and it was like an all blue theme, and I had like this long beard. I colored it blue, wore a blue dress, was given what I could feel at that moment. And that was the moment actually when Gia was born, because he came up to me and was like, bitch, you look like you give me Gia. And when he said Gia, by Gia he meant Gia, the supermodel from that movie Gia. And when I watched the movie, I kid you not, I gagged. I was like, "Oh, this bitch is crazy, just like me." But that's a support, that's a love. Like you encourage people. You don't shun them or you don't stop them if you see that okay, they're not polished or they're not perfect, or you gotta encourage people around you. We have to, not just you, but like, by you I mean all of us. Like we need to do that, and that's how I found that love. And then he introduced me to the La Beja family. Kid you not, when you step into the ballroom, nobody's all nice and happy. Okay, the kids be shading you because they are testing you, and that's how we are. But honey, once you are in the family, excuse my words, but nobody can fuck with you. Because that family is strong. Because if you try to mess with the ballroom scene, with the kids, everybody comes for you. Because we are together. Everybody under one roof. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you associate or how you identify yourself. You are in the ballroom family, you are part of the family, you are there, you are embraced. They embraced me, and that was a gag for me. That was a life-changing moment for me. And when I got in the ballroom and I saw everybody in one under one roof, like there was none of this was going on, like no salwar kameez or no femme boys, or no. I can go on with that. But all that no, 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 no's, there were nothing. There was only yes, 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 and yes. But yeah, if of course, when the ball is happening, when the competition is going on, if you're not performing, you get popped. Whoop, that's there. Then you try again. And the girls be shading each other all the time. That is there because why? Reading is fundamental. Yeah, it's a RuPaul madam. She made it famous. Yes. So I just feel that if we try to bring in the essence of the ballroom scene to India, that will help us solve a lot of um, mm, I won't say disparities, but what would you say? Uh, a lot of maybe it would help fill a lot of gaps that we have in the community. Like with the other queens also, I heard like the community, the support, the constant like it's not there, and the constant judging, and there's so many different kinds of drag that people don't understand or don't take them as drag, because all we have seen is all, or what we've retaught, like how Aftari said that अब हमें ये फिर से सिखा रहे हैं. There's relearning happening. हम हमारे culture में already सब कुछ है, एंड हम लोग फिर से सीख रहे हैं. ड्रैग शो देख देख के हमें लगता है कि जो फिश ड्रैग है सिर्फ वही ड्रैग है. कल even yesterday we were laughing that so many of us don't tuck or don't wear heels, but like I was like drag queen without a heel. you know so हम सबके लिए हमारे own meanings हैं drag के, हमारे लिए क्या है. But I think one thing that I actually like, what RuPaul says in her show, we're all born naked and the rest is drag, period. And that's, I think, यही हम लोग करते हैं, जो हमें अच्छा लगता है, जिस चीज से जो चीज हमें अच्छी लगती है, पसंद है, what we can relate to, we do that. That's how we express ourselves. Be it a bald bearded look, be it a fish look, be it putting whatever on your face, creating illusion, creating art. That's what drag is. And I just feel that we need to really grow on this inclusivity and include everyone and support everyone. you know Build this community stronger than ever, because I know the kids here in this country, honey, they have so much talent, so much talent, and we need to get it out. We need to get it out. That's true. I hope I have made sense, and I think I have covered everything. I wrote some stuff here. Yeah, I couldn't go for PPT, but I just wanted to say a few things. So yes, this is my mission to bring in ballroom the culture, the support, like the essence of it, the support, the acceptance, the education, the performance platforms that we can provide as people, as community. And a boop boop. That's all I gotta say, girls. Ooh, let me bring the slides up. Ooh, do you see my contour? Do you see my eyes? Let me feel myself.
Wow, that was mind blowing. Thank you, Jalabeja. I mean, that was I'm so conscious of pronouncing the name. Thank you for that. I think I'm gonna practice this entire night. So, but
Aunt Wabba, I will not mind it.
thank you, that was beautiful. So quickly moving on to any questions from the audience. So we're running a little late on the time, but throwing it open to the audience. Quick question, anyone?
I think there's one question in the chat. To me, this is a really big question. So, but give me, you can just quickly check and see if you can just help us.
All right, so I'll read this out for everyone's benefit. So I love how you own your identity while knowing that the collective and family is essential. Something I found quite interesting was what you said about the experiences of queer people of color. I've seen a similar thing here in the US because it does seem completely dominated by the white experience. To me, this difference shows itself in collectivism versus individualism. How do you balance the two?
It is not easy, but I would say you just do it. You just find a balance. Like you have to. That's your journey. That is your journey. That is your research. That is your feelings. That is your art. How you see things, how you perceive things. If you want to see the truth, if you want to know the truth, it's on you. So you find the balance, baby. You do it for yourself. And I believe you can.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you, Gia. That is, I think, with this we come to an end to all our speaker panels, and I'm sure everyone would agree this has been a fantastic experience for all of us, where all the speakers have spoken about such diverse topics. So thank you once again, Gia, for giving us that beautiful insight to the ballroom culture and drag houses.
Thank you so much for having me. I think this has been a lovely drag show. Okay.
and I can already see Patruni trying to ping everyone. Okay, wait, everyone, wait. We've got more stuff. We do have panel discussion happening. So
yes, I would like to thank all of you for curating this amazing conference and creating this space for us to have a conversation, for us to talk about it. And this is a good time to actually talk about it and reflect, because the current situation in the country doesn't really allow us to do a lot of things.
Right.
It's shut down, honey. She is closed for business, but things are opening up. So yes, we must get ready. We must pull up our socks, remove our wigs or put them on, do whatever you want to do, and it's on, honey.
It is on. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to quickly move on to the next section of the conference, which is this amazing panel discussion. So this panel discussion would be moderated by Nati Savitri. Let me quickly give you a little intro or tea on our Nati Savitri. Nati Savitri is a performer whose name is Anil Kohli, who brings the core Telugu independent woman image to their drag. Nati roasts the audience with wit and Vela, and the audience goes bonkers with the laugh bombs thrown by the performer. Anil, who is also the co-founder of Mobbera Foundation, which is also our community partner, is, in his own words, if you have to explain, Nati Savitri is a Telugu-born independent woman. She loves to roast people and be sassy. So everyone, please welcome Nati Savitri, who would be moderating the panel. I'll also quickly request all the other panel members to start their videos. And Nati, if you could join me in introducing all the other members of the panel.
Am I audible?
Yes. Hi, Nati. How are you doing?
I'm great, Wabo. How are you?
So far, so good. And amazing, actually. I mean, this has been a beautiful experience, and I'm just bracing for more. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I was just saying, absolutely. It's like a festive season. What we have seen, we have been waiting for since long time, and this is the first time it is happening. So it's like too much excitement, and I'm already nervous of what's going to happen next.
All right. So will you just tell the audience quickly who all are on the panel, and we'll go on introducing them one by one, and then let's begin the panel discussion. Nati, your camera is off.
Oh, just a minute.
All right. Looks like Nati has been having some technical issues.
Okay, let me just quickly introduce the panel while Nati is coming back.
Right.
We have wonderful, amazing Kumsin Hasina, who are again the founder of Be Unique, and somebody who has been performing drag for since the time I have started watching them, and I was fortunate to meet them as a part of our a wonderful festival which is happening in Bangalore, and they bring a lot of sense as well as joy when they come ahead and perform. We also have Neon Skyty. If I mess the name, kill me. Be on site with us. I really love the entire essence which is there on the screen, killing it. So they are the ones who are coming ahead and bringing the aesthetics of drag with all of us. We have Cologne Doll again from Delhi and Hyderabad, and we had opportunity to see Cologne Doll perform, but this is something which is really exciting to come ahead and have a conversation together. And we also have we had Ishabel, but unfortunately they have to drop. So that's why we just had 3 people over here. So we have Anil. So Anil, you can go ahead and take the panel forward.
All right. Thank you so much. I would say Drag Mata for taking this up and introducing the panel where my internet sucked for some time. No wonder. So my first question to the panel would be, what is drag means to you? And how is your journey so far? Anyone from the panel can answer.
Okay, I can start. So, Neon, you want to go? I think you're on mute, so we can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm stupid. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So drag for me is slightly more than an art form. For me, it's not just an art form. It's also how I explore my gender. I explore my feminine side. I explore my femininity through drag. I want to know more about my gender. I don't think I am just a normal man, this homosexual man. I think I am a lot more, and through drag, I explore that. The journey has not been great, I would say, because within the drag community, people will tell me, oh, why don't you shave your hands? Why don't you shave your beard while you do drag? And I'm like, I don't tell you your lip syncs are horrible. You are a talentless bitch. I don't tell you all of that. You don't tell me to shave my facial hair. So there is a lot. It's been going on for like 3-4 years that I've been doing drag. Every time I do, so I mostly do Madhuri and Sridevi numbers, and every time they'll be like, "You look more Madhuri if you shave your beard, if you don't have hands on your hair on your hands." And I'm like, I am taking inspiration from Madhuri. I don't want to be Madhuri. I am inspired. I want to move like her. I don't want to be her. And they're like, no, but drag is you create this persona and you imitate them. And I'm like, people really need to grow up and get with this idea that drag is a lot more than just becoming more feminine in the eyes of the world. It's way more than that.
Wow, that's lovely. I would have asked you about having the beard and performing the drag if you haven't mentioned already, but thanks to you that you have answered, and it is a big tight slap on the people who say that you should look feminine if you are a drag queen. We are here to break the stereotypes and the boxes.
Of course, and that's what my drag is. My drag is to break stereotypes. I want to tell people that I can be in a beard and rock a sari and rock a skirt. I can have chest hair and still wear a bra and still look good. Just because your idea of femininity is ki nahi, there should be no hair. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for myself. So you don't
Absolutely.
tell me. As Pooja Mishra says, you do not tell me what to do. I will do what I like. This
Very
is my
true.
drag.
Very true. Thank you so much, Kansi. Would love to hear from the panel members too.
Yeah, just a second. I'm sorry. You saw what happened, right? I swear it was stable the whole time till now. I was watching the whole thing, and okay. And so what drag is to me is a reflection on society amplified and self-expression amplified at the same time, which might seem contrary, but let me explain myself. Also, I'll be referring to my notes because I've been blessed with ADHD. Um, yeah, so we're a member of society, right? And creativity is limited to the knowledge that we already have. An age-old example that we're given of this is you can't think of another color. You can't imagine another color that exists. So whether we as humans like it or not, we're a reflection of that. Our experiences, our learnings, our trauma, and biochemistry that to a certain degree we all share and is same. And that comes out in self-expression. So even if you're choosing a niche, you're picking certain aspects of what is already within you that you want to amplify. That is what I feel drag is. And it is such a broad art form that this is the only way I can condense and define it. Yep.
Can't agree anymore. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cologne, we're waiting for you.
I was just taking some time because I always do. Anyway, so, well, just like everybody, growing up wasn't easy, and I knew that it wasn't like, people who are around me, they are a little different, or maybe I am the one who's different. So, turn out I am the one who was a supermodel, but it's okay. And, drag, I never knew what drag is, but then I knew that
Your voice is very low.
like, oh, you want me to shout out loud? All right. Okay.
It's
So,
better now.
yeah, growing up, I never really knew the word drag, but then I knew that this is something I would love to do. Like, I would love to take on a scarlet red lipstick and just smudge it all over and just feel it. So, but when I got to know what is drag, and there are people doing it, and you know, I could be the model which I always wanted to be, even if it's in my mind or if it's in for a small community. Like, to feel that feeling, that is something which I uh, really, really, really wanted to achieve, really wanted to have. And yeah, drag gave me that, and drag gave me a possibility that, you know what, whatever you have thought in your mind, whatever you have, made up scenarios in your head that, oh, you are walking down this runway or walking down that thing, or you're performing for that. I mean, that can come true. I mean, I'm not saying it will, but it just might, you know. And the hope that we have that this might this thing might be with like for us, and this thing is something which we can achieve. That hope is something which is really important to have. And yeah, I think drag has given me a hope, not a hope, like it's given me so much hope. I cannot tell how much hope it has given me. It has given me so much things, you know.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Pawan. So we might also have faced a lot of discrimination being part of this minuscule minority, and as a drag artist or a performer, we might have got extra add-on discrimination to the life. So my next question to you, Kamseen, what is your view on the current state of Indian drag?
I think it's very slowly getting better. There is some progress that's happening. Drag is being recognized by all these fashion magazines. It is getting into the mainstream, but there is still so much more to do. We still need a lot more mainstream representation. We need to be in music videos, to be in movies. We have to be everywhere. We have to take over the world. So there's still a lot more that needs to be done. Just putting up a photo of a drag queen in a magazine is not okay. She has to be the cover girl. You can't just put a regular cis woman on the cover and then portray drag queens in just some of the pages in the middle. We want to be in the front. It's time we rule the world.
Absolutely, that's so loud.
And the world.
And
Sorry.
yeah. So while we talk about homophobic statements and dragophobic statements, we have also seen internalized homophobia and dragphobia. So what do you think, Neon? My question is next to you. Like, do you think Indian drag needs to encourage more different body shapes, different sexualities, different genders to make this as a better space for everyone?
Yes, definitely. And I could write a whole thesis about different methods we could use, but drag is self-expression and people do drag for themselves. So I can't force it on anyone. And this is a hugely arguable topic. Whenever I bring it up, people are like, why? Why should I do that? But a few things that I think that we could incorporate are firstly, and I say this during every drag conversation I have, is our culture. There are aspects of our culture that are much like what is happening today, right? So if we incorporate simple things, even if it is not our niche, like for example, like historical art forms, dances like Londa Nach that we spoke about earlier today, including Kathakali, Yakshagana, all of this stuff, we amalgamated homoerotic Vedic references, cross-dressing cultural or mythological references. That lets people know that they have an internal bias, because these things are not a problem. And what we're doing is kind of the same thing, just modernized. And that makes people question themselves. In addition to that, I think drag has so much potential to cross boundaries and reach people that aren't as privileged as us. And the only way to do that is to keep doing what we're doing. So I can't give you a magical solution to be like, this is how to amplify it further. But just by existing, we're letting people know that that firstly, drag exists, that you can participate in drag too. They see people like us, they think there are people too. This is extremely accessible, and it might help me in numerous ways, and at the very least make them feel valid as a person. And these are impacts that it can have beyond drag. And the representation will come with that. Representation will come by, you can't force people into drag, but you can educate them. And that is technically what we're doing right now, whether we want to or not, by being on wonderful platforms like this, by having this conference right now. And another thing is, when you see people that don't have as much of a platform, it goes a long way to make them feel welcome, which I have no complaints about. The drag community has made me feel more welcome than any other community I would identify with. And um, and also to just amplify their voices a little more, give them a little harder push. So yeah, that's how I feel.
Absolutely. I mean, we are lucky enough to get these kind of platforms where we are encouraged, irrespective of whatever the shape or the gender or the sexuality we carry with. And thanks to you. And my next question goes to Cologne. We are going through hard time in this pandemic, and we won't be able to organize any physical events, or we won't be able to perform anywhere. And we have chosen online as a platform. So do you think digital drag is a boon or a bane?
Wow, thank you for that school 14 marks question. I loved it. And I'm going to get at least 10 marks here. So let's go for it. Okay. First of all, I don't think there's any other thing we can do. I mean, that's one thing, because virtually is the only option for to perform virtually, and to make fests and meetings virtually is the only option we do. Otherwise, even if there was 0.001% of chance that we can do this physically and get together, then I'm sure, honey, let me tell you, gays would have done it. They would not hold it. 0.11, 0.011 or 1, anything related to that also. Anything, they would have done it. But whatever the thing is, we have to go forward with it, because I mean, this is a new normal for the time being, or maybe for a really long time. I don't know, because I didn't have a future. Someday I might. But, I think it's really important to change with it, or to, adapt maybe. So, and I would like to say that just like that, I felt that it might not be, so technological. It might not be, very virtual. It might go away in for a while, and I would still be on the stage doing something or the other. So, but it didn't happen like that. So, you have to adapt. Like I learned a little bit how to, do editing and how to do things like that. And uh, Sastry, Miss Benji have been great help, and to get gigs in this kind of pandemic situation is not easy, but virtually is one thing we can do. Not just that, virtually there are better things we can do. If I'll suggest something, then, or if I can talk about something, then, we all have Instagram, we all have Snapchat. I don't, but we all have. So we can, put something like, what, I put something like, I will do this for you for this much pay. Just put it in the bio, and it's like, oh, probably I'll write a song for you for this, if you're good at songs. Or I'll, something which you can do virtually, something which you are good at, just, put some money for that. Like, if you can, take some money out of it. If you're good at it, why do it for free? And a lot of people are there to pay for you, like to pay, because people are becoming woke. I'm not saying everybody is, but they are becoming very much woke. They are like getting to know what is happening, and they are trying to, do what is right, especially the generation which is coming up. They are trying to do what is right, what is, you know, uh, not affecting, like they are not making decisions which are, radical decisions which are really affecting marginalized societies and marginalized communities. So I think the coming generation is woke, and we are one of the generations. Almost all of us are of those coming up generation. Some of us are not. I'm not going to name them, but whatever. Just adapt, and don't. The only thing is that don't try to stop something which is far greater than you. Some which is like, something, in this case, pandemic. It's far greater than you, honey. It will take you with it, and it will thrash you down, and not in the way you like it. Is it a weird? Oops.
I mean, thank you so much for taking those essay questions and giving me the answers in such a way that you
How many marks do I get?
How many do you want? Take how many? Take how
69.
many?
All right, I don't mind that number. I love that.
Favorite number.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we have completed essay questions, I have some rapid fire questions for you all, and you are gonna answer
Just
as soon
one
as
second.
possible. So the first question is favorite drag queen or drag artist, I would say. Favorite drag artist.
Bianca Del Rey.
Um,
Bianca
mine,
for life.
Okay. Okay. One Indian queen or king wardrobe you would like to possess.
how are we doing this rapid fire
Is it,
round? Is it like one
I
person
is
and
it
mean,
for everyone
whoever
or is it for
answers the
Kamsan
first
only?
goes on.
Because
Yeah.
if it's only for Kamsan, I'll be like rigged.
but I have to say Miss Benji is my favorite drag queen and Charity Case. If you haven't checked Charity Case out, you should.
I love Charity Case.
Oh my god.
I love
Let's talk. Let's hype them up later. We'll talk about them.
Got
So
it.
I mean, you all can answer this question. It's not I'm not restricting one question to anyone, so anyone can answer this question. So one Indian queen or one Indian queen or king or wardrobe you would like to possess.
I think
Wardrobe.
Hitane's is very artistic. Hitane would be one I would steal.
Oh, good. That's a good.
Fine.
That's a good one.
I love
Very
that.
creative.
Hitane lives near my house, so I will reach there faster than you.
Just do it.
And
Just do it.
On my way. Just come over, guys.
Hiten,
Abhijit.
lock your wardrobe. Great, thank you, Nima. So next question is one Indian queen or one Indian king you would like to hit on.
17. Please don't tell him.
I'm telling. Miss Benji.
Oh,
We're already
Benji.
tying, so I get away with this easy. It's planned. It's happening.
I would go for Remy Hart.
From Bangalore, right?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So we are at the end of rapid fire, and we have another section. You have to describe. I'll tell one word, and you have to describe it in one sentence or something. And anyone can do that. Okay. What do you think about drag paid gigs?
Please. Yeah, this is. Please.
Bring it on.
That's it. That's it. I'm done. That's it. That was the full thought.
Baby, let me just clarify. I did not hear what you said, Nutty, because I don't know. I couldn't get the voice. But I was just looking like what you all gonna answer. Then I would realize what the question is, and then I would. Oh.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any problem? Let me just give me 20 seconds.
You're audible. You're audible.
I have a lot of problems, but we won't discuss that here.
Yeah. All right. The word would be drag phobia. What do you think of it? What do you want to say about it?
I would say this is a wrong term because they are not scared of it. It's not a phobia. They are just insecure about themselves, and they are just like, what is this? I don't know. They are not scared of anything. What are they scared of?
Drag phobia is stupidity. You are living in like 1900s, 1800s. If you still in 2021 have drag phobia, sorry. Just catch up. You're way behind time.
It's not even like drag is like modern, right? It's existed since ancient Egypt. So they're just ignorant. Yeah.
And when you hear social media followers, what do you think?
Purchased.
What? When I hear what?
They're all bought.
Social media followers.
Everyone is just buying
Social media
followers. It's
followers.
all fake.
I am like, girl, where you guys at? Nobody following me. I mean, the icon you all are missing. What you following?
Let me do that right now.
Great. The last but not least, what do you think about when you hear a word called Dragvanti?
a community, a safe space for all of us to get together and celebrate differences, celebrate who each of us are, even though we are very different, but we are all still together.
For me, I got to know about this word 1.5 year back when Sastry told me, and I was like, this word, if I would be in probably 10 years back when I was a kid, I'm still a 16-year-old girl, but that's a different case. If I was a kid, I would be like, Dragvanti, that's so funny. What are you trying to say? But right now, I understand that it's so important to get Indian terminologies and, Hindi related things. I mean, Hindi because I speak Hindi, like obviously I know different, different state languages and different way, different phrases they have. I also respect that. But I'm saying to get this kind of thing in mainstream and to get something out there and which a lot of people don't could see that Dragvanti, like Vanti is some like addition of Vanti to drag for me would be funny long time, a long time before. But currently I just know that this is important. We have to put it there. The name is, some people might be like, oh, what is this? And we're like, girl, what it is.
Absolutely, and also it helps us to showcase that drag is not a westernized culture. It also is in the part of Indian culture, and we are there since long time. So Dragvanti has become such a good platform for each one of us. So thanks to it. And Neon, what do you think about
I mean, if I were to pick a word, I would pick didactic, because that covers the fact that they are teaching things to people that have moral value to them, and just destigmatizing whether that is the effort or not. It's I think they're doing God's work, stepping up to the plate. And there need to be more platforms like Dragvanti, but at the same time, Dragvanti is enough because they're so resourceful, and they suffocated art specimen. Patruni Chidananda Sastry, you are a legend. And I just want to finish by saying thank you. Like, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all of the work that you put in. Yeah.
Thank you, Shastri.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Neon, for Lone and Kamseen, and thank you so much once again for doing all this. Sastri, we are very grateful to you, and over to you, Vibha.
Wow, that was amazing. I mean, all these drag queens, all this sass, it was just mind blowing. All right, so we move to our next section. So we pretty much come to the end of the conference, and this conference, of course, wouldn't be complete without the support of our partners. Who I want to firstly talk about our gifting partners, which is Munich, Quackerberry, and Flood Diamonds. I'll request Kamsan Hasina for Munich to actually just share a few words about their brand and their association with the Indian Drag Conference.
Sure. Thank you so much for giving me this 2 minutes. So Be Unique is an e-commerce marketplace for queer entrepreneurs. We have about 25 people from the LGBT community who sell their products on our website. And we help these queer entrepreneurs who create magic. We help them go international. We are selling products in Iceland and Norway and the US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So we're just trying to push them as much as we can. And a lot of these entrepreneurs have grown quite a lot because of us. They got tremendous sales and a great response from all over the world. And that's what we're trying to do our best to support all queer entrepreneurs, because it's anyways very difficult to be an entrepreneur. Being a queer entrepreneur is way more difficult, and we want to just provide a safe space for them, and we want to push them as much as we can so that they succeed. That's the whole idea of Be Unique. So go purchase products. We have sent a few rainbow masks to some of the speakers. You should, two of them I think have them, and the others should get them soon. This t-shirt I'm wearing is also from there. So go get yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamsan Hasina. Okay, I'm going to request anyone from Quackerberry. Do we have anyone in the audience from Quackerberry? Okay, I think we don't. Do we have Aniket Shah from Flood Diamonds? we don't have Aniket Shah from Flood Diamonds. Of course, then we move on to our platform sponsors, which is Blue Raccoon. Blue Raccoon, is Pratishtha around?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Hi, Pratishtha. Please do share a few words about your association with the Indian Drag Conference and what your experience has been, and tell us about the Blue Raccoon workshops.
Are you able to see me? मैं वीडियो ऑन किया पता नहीं मैं दिख क्यों नहीं रही हूँ मैं दिख रही हूँ क्या
Yes, दिख रही हो.
Great. Hi everybody, I am Pratishtha. I'm a counseling student and rap artist. So while I'm still learning to counsel people one-on-one, we started mental health workshops, and actually next month we will finish 2 years of our workshops. So basically there's a lot of need for awareness, and there's a lot of wrong information on mental health. So basically we try to conduct workshops with offices, colleges, schools, and just general public to educate them. And I also do some on like QIA plus awareness once in a while with people who are totally like not at all in touch with it. So yeah, so basically I just also quickly share our Instagram page, and we are right now looking for volunteers who are interested and who care about mental health as a cause and want to participate and be a part of the movement, because very slowly mental health is beginning to pick up and India is starting to take mental health seriously. So yeah, we're just a bunch of young people wanting to make a difference. So please hit us up if you're interested in volunteering with us, or if you know someone who wants to advocate for mental health, create content around mental health. So you can DM us and we can talk. Thank you so much for having me here. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Pratishtha, and thank you, Blue Raccoon Workshops. We also have to say thank you to our ticketing partners, which is Paytm Insider. Do we have anyone from Paytm Insider in the audience panel? Okay. Then we also have a battery of community partners, which is Mobbera Foundation, Firefly Community, Jamshedpur Pride. We have Zig, if I pronounce that name right, Zig Art Festival. I hope I've covered everyone. Patruni, and then of course we have AM to AM. So thank you all of you for joining for the first edition of the Indian Drag Conference. I am going to hand it over to the convener of the conference. It was an amazing time signing off, and thank you to all of the speakers and panelists who shared light on such beautiful art form called drag in India. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vaibhav, and thank you for taking this entirely on your shoulders and helping me out, and especially going ahead and managing the backstage. Back the technology. I will just take a couple of minutes. I know Sandy is here. I know Anil is here, and if anybody from Fireflies or Jamshedpur Pride with us, if you'd like to share a couple of words, you can quickly go ahead and do that. Nati or Sandy, if you would like to share, please turn on your video. I'll quickly add you to the conversation. Okay, I'm just waiting for Nati. Okay, great. Yeah, so just share a couple of few words about the community.
I mean, first of all, I would like to thank each one of you for joining us today in the Indian conference, and we are very grateful to each one of you. And thank you, Sastry, for considering us as a community partner, because at the end of the day, we will have to hold our each other's hand and then move ahead to make something safe space. And these spaces are very important for the community. So thank you, and would like to do much more in future.
Thank you so much, Anil. I will just have a look at the chat window if anybody is there, because I couldn't identify some of them who are either a volunteer from the other community partners. So I will just give a couple of minutes while going ahead, and then I will start my valedictory. Give me one quick second. Yeah, I'm set. So firstly, thank you each and everybody who are here with us. This is really important for me, and I think the conversation was something which was one of my things to kind of see or learn. So my major experience, or my major reason for doing this conference was to bring people together and learn from each and everyone. We don't get these kind of social spaces where we can go ahead and learn a certain thing or have conversations in the very first place. And I really wanted everybody to come ahead and share. This is really something which is a little I would say emotional at this point in time to have such a wonderful people coming ahead and sharing. Starting with Vaibhav. Thank you, Vaibhav, for all the effort which you have taken. And for this wonderful hosting. Which you have done, stepping up and being the backbone of the entire event. Thank you so much for being with us and driving this in a really wonderful way, and it really means a lot. Secondly, to know one of my sister, which I found, which I haven't met before though, but it's just like a sister which we kind of connected through Instagram, and then things kind of unleashed one after the other. And definitely, I would like to shout out a huge thank you to Ms. Benji for being that kind of a constant support time and again, being with me and being that source of pillar for ensuring that, they are with me for any point in time. And, through both, driving it or kind of iconizing it and, bringing it in the very first place. Thank you to Mobbera Foundation, because they were the ones who were there with me for the entire period of my entire drag as well as dance cycle. I really, I could see myself kind of flowing from one place to the other, and it really means a lot for your support for creating this particular conference and bringing it forward. Two major, people whom I seek inspiration from time and again. One is Avatari Devi, whom I have been stalking, watching, literally feeding my own senses as well as eyes time and again to go and learn about drag in its own way. And other one is Hitain. The sense of what they bring in time and again to the industry, to the idea. I'm using industry as a word, and idea of drag to this particular space. That is something which is huge, which is humongous, and their constant support, which they kind of shower within me or within Dragvanti, for that says something which keeps that kind of zeal to do more, which keeps that fire to do more and learn more, or open myself and explore more. So thank you so much, Hitain. Thank you so much, Avatari Devi, for being with me in this particular journey. One of my friends from Bangalore, Jia, we had conversations after conversations after conversations, and these are again conversations which I love to have. And their idea, their perspective which they kind of bring into the table time and again is something which is so humongous. And I really love the way they kind of create an idea of openness within the community, and that's something which I kind of adore. And thank you so much for always being that person, bringing that kind of an essence, setting up things and making sure that they are working in a really great manner, charging the entire house with energy. Thank you so much. And we have to talk more, and we have to create more, so much more that the more word becomes more. So having said that, okay, the hair is coming into my mouth. Having said that, yeah, I would like to thank Be Unique, or coming again from Kamsin Hasina. I know Ashish for a while. I have been going ahead. I first saw his drag performance when I was not doing drag in Bangalore, and since then I have been I've been kind of stalking them, and I was being kind of looking onto them time and again. The brand is something which they created a list of all the drag artists who are there in India in the very first time, and that was something which kind of inspired me to create Dragvanti in the Dragvanti directory with phone numbers, and that is some kind of an idea which they have ideated on in the very first place. So thank you so much, Ashish. It was just a one phone call away, to be honest. I just called them, and they are with me. I'm using they as a as a word, as a pronoun over here. So thank you so much, Ashish, for coming ahead and ensuring that you shower your support. And I really love this entire collaboration which worked, and this is the very first time I'm collaborating, and this is something I feel like a family when I'm coming ahead with all of you and sharing the ideas of an expert. Thank you so much for stepping in. Thank you so much for being agreeing to be the part of the panel, and it really means a lot for me. And then I would quickly also go with another fellow queens who are there with me, Cologne. Cologne has been seeing my journey since the day one, and they were the ones who we both have red hairs, but redheads, but still. But still, I think this is really something which they kind of bring in time and again. The ethos is just one call away. Like if we want to do something, it's like we'll just jump in and we'll say, yeah, yes, let's do it. So that is the kind of energy which I get from my sister from Hyderabad, and I really love it. And I really something which I kind of store and keep myself. Thank you so much, Cologne, for all the support time and again. I was introduced to Neon by Ms. Benji, and thank you so much, Ms. Benji, for that. You should definitely get an extra award for that. Neon, we just bumped into a conversation the other day, and the conversation went on into so much of aesthetic information, and we had a deep conversation about representation of multiple body peoples within drag. And I see this conference was possible as a symbol, because of your existence, because you came ahead and started sharing the information which we all really require to listen. So I think thank you so much for agreeing to it. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for bringing that information, and thank you so much for constantly going ahead and supporting us time and again. It was really wonderful to connect with you, and it was really wonderful to have you, and it was really wonderful to listen to you. And I really loved this particular experience, and definitely we have a lot of things which we need to sit and discuss, and bring something out time and again. Thank you so much. Also, I'm just kind of scrolling. One of the other performer or speaker who were with us was Queen Malika. And Queen Malika was somebody whom I again was watching them, and I haven't met them before, but this was just a collaboration which happened, and then we went ahead and we spoke with each other, and the conversation went on a really wonderful way. And again, for this conference, when I just reached out to it was just one text away. Like I just send the text and immediately I get a response that I want to be a part of it. And their sense, their inputs which they bought for the globalization of drag was something which was really important, showing us the map of how many people are there in the entire world who are performing Desi drag. So that is something which was really wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm putting it on the note. Thank you so much, Queen Malika, for coming ahead and sharing that information, sharing that ethos, sharing that warmth from the place you are. And thank you so much for bringing that time and again, and ensuring that this is something which is happening in a really far more better way. Now, coming back to one of the partner who has actually enabled to make this entire thing happen, and they were the ones who were actually looking up for the screens and kind of adjusting at any one or the other point in time. Thank you so much, Pratishtha. It really means a lot for bringing that that support system, and it was something like I was not running with any kind of my head at this point in time. I was really relaxed and enjoying the conversation, and I know that it takes a lot on the other side, because you were the one who were managing everything. So thank you so much for ensuring and making me technically able for this particular conference. It really means a lot, really means a huge thing for me. And thank you so much for being with me and ensuring this was happening. All the partners who weren't able to come ahead, and I would also like to quietly point out Kuchi Berry was again one of the partners whom we kind of reached out at the very last moment, and without any kind of ado, within the next few seconds we got somebody who they came on us, and they said like okay, we would love to be involved in this. We would love to come ahead and do something which would really help for the purpose of it. And I think that was really important. Thank you so much, Kuchi Berry, and thank you so much, Varun, for bringing that that warmth which we all need at this point in time. And thank you for opening or creating that particular space so that we can approach time and again. Flood Diamonds, again, a friend of mine. I don't want to praise this person too much, but still I have to praise it because he's a partner. Having said that, they are really a wonderful friend of mine, and I really, kind of a support system again. Just like he is an invisible support system. They know if I'm doing this, they are the ones who are kind of enabling me to do this. So they kind of source everything for me, and they kind of help me in one or the other ways, time and again. So thank you so much, Aniket Shah, aka Flood Diamonds, because the diamonds are really flirtish. So you can definitely go and check their information, which I don't want to give it in this, or waste 1 more minute on talking about it. So thank you so much, Aniket Shah, for going ahead and bringing it. That's my shade. I can't help it. It's love for me, which I kind of put it across. So thank you so much. We have, a wonderful audience who have come up and bought their own energies, and I think some of the audience who are academians, people who are coming from multiple spaces, who have been researching on queer studies and researching on drag, researching on multiple systems, and we have people joining from different spaces as well. That really means a lot. Thank you so much for sticking with us and believing in us, and I hope this information was something which we could go ahead and kind of radiate time and again, and we are looking for bringing more and more kind of such discussions as and when we go further. A quick mention of Jamshedpur Pride, as well as the SYGY, ZY, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. These are again two wonderful collaborations who came up and who were helping us in promoting it and passing the word in a really wonderful way. Imagine that we are having a group from Jamshedpur coming ahead and helping us in enabling this. That is something which talks about how we are situated in the very first place. And the SYGY SYZYZY festival is something which they have been doing, owned by people of multiple queer creative artists, and they are releasing a magazine as well, which you can definitely check out. So thank you so much for being with us. Nations Rock Beat is somebody who has sent you some personal notes on your email. So once after this conference, you can definitely go and check those postcards, which are written with specialized, specific I would say notes to everybody, and this is something which they are kind of coming at and giving us a digital takeaway. Thank you so much, Nations Rock Beat, for ensuring and enabling us in making that thing happen. So and Insider, thank you for enabling us and bringing us the tickets as and when we go. So that was the thanking part. Now the very last thing is like this particular conference was very important because we were able to go ahead and talk about multiple aspects of drag in its own way, and the validation of where we are or what we are doing is something which is a takeaway for all of us in this particular conference. Firstly, with the change of demographies of drag which is happening within India, where we see a lot of new drag artists coming ahead from local spaces, it's really important for all of us to ensure that the local communities are being cultivated. Local drag artists are encouraged time and again and given more and more spaces to talk and communicate with each other. All drag exists, all drag is a must, and the diversity of Indian drag is that everybody are in their own space and are creating art, which is really important. May that be performance art at one place, may that be a folk art at one place, may that be Bollywood at one place, or may that be just dressing up as mad like me in the other space. So these spaces exist, and that's why we are all existing as well. So the diversity is something which is really important: diversity of body, diversity of performance, diversity of style, and diversity of presentation. And I think this conference was one of the anecdote for ensuring and encouraging the idea of diversity in drag, and that is something which kinds of makes it more valid in its own way. I would again like to thank each and everybody who has made this possible, and if I have missed anybody, you can kill me, you can kind of poke my eyes and do something with it, but still if you can get something out of it, that's better for you, because these eyes are plastic. They are, I'm half blind. So that was my validation, and that was something which I wanted to share. Thank you so much. Thank you for enabling. Thank you for making it possible. And again, Dragvanti is a space not for me, but it's for all of us. And at one point in time, I wanted to go and do this conference again and again every year. But every year there would be one more convener, one different convener who will come ahead and set up their own lineup of speakers who can come ahead and talk. So it's like it's a chain of reaction which I wanted to create and share with people. So always encourage everybody to come ahead and take Dragvanti. It's a whore. You can go ahead and use it as in how you want, and ensure that we produce this information. We go ahead and have this conversation, and at least 10 or 15 people getting enabled with drag or understanding what's the aesthetic of drag in India. The purpose of that website is done. So thank you so much for making it happen. Okay, this is a repetitive word which is happening, but thank you, and I'm signing off.
Okay, let me just take over before everyone else leaves. I think all of us need to say thank you to Sastry and Dragvanti for putting in so much of effort to put together.
I think we can turn on the videos now.
Yes, we
take it
can all
out.
turn on the videos. Let's take a nice screenshot. And I'm sure all the queens, all the panelists, all the sponsors, all the audience members would agree that this was a brave and a very, very, very heartful attempt put up by Shastri. So thank you, Shastri. Thank you, Dragvanti, for putting such a beautiful experience. I think I would have missed something if I wouldn't have been a part of it. So beautiful. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you from all of us.
Thank you, thank you. And the video is up, and I would definitely, take this moment of taking a picture with all of us. Ms. Benji, Nati Savitri, we're just waiting for you. And anybody from the audience who would like to come ahead and share a picture with us, please feel free. And one more thing which I was kind of observing is since the start of the conference till the end of the conference, there was a stagnant number of audience which was there, which was like, which I haven't seen before. It's like a stagnant base of audience who were actually watching and listening to all
I
the
mean, this was the
conversations.
first conference. But that's true. That you had a steady flow of this thing. But that's amazing that in spite of being it the first conference, people were like sticking around and hearing to the entire thing. I think the speakers had some fantastic insight to the entire story of drag and the evolution of drag as an art form. So yeah, no wonder.
I'm just
Next
waiting
year
for Ms. Benj.
next year in a physical space, this should happen like a three-day festival. What does everyone have to say to that?
Hell yes. Yes, please.
Yes.
Well, Vaibhav, now you have said something related to physical space. Let me just put this down that I have been looking at this whole Life Fest thing, and I have been seeing a lot of people hitting on you. Okay, I've been seeing that, and that's happening a lot. And second thing, I am the OG. Okay, let all of y'all bitches know I am the OG to hit on Vaibhav. I have been hitting on him since I can't remember.
Is it true? When is this happening?
We're allowed to hit on.
What is this happening?
I have one.
I also want to hit on him, yaar. Aise nahi karo.
No, Avtari, if you develop dissociative
We are still live on YouTube, people. The conference has not ended. Can we finish this officially?
Let me tell all of
Can
y'all.
we do this? I'm going. Can we stop recording?
Let's take a picture in 3, 2.
Miss Benji, we're just waiting for Miss Benji.
Oh,
Where's Miss Benji? Oh, I already posted.
Let's stop the recording and stop the live also.
Thank you,
yeah,
please.
Stop the live. Yeah, stop the live.
Okay. Bye, bol do ek baar sab. Bye.